Okay, well, hopefully I'm not too bad at this today. This is Lemmings, our latest long play. I'm going to run Lemmings 1 and Lemmings 2, the far lesser known Tribes game. But Lemmings 1 comes first. We're going to play through all the difficulties. We are probably going to have an easy time, then an okay time, and then a very miserable time, because the later levels are just something else. I will not hesitate to use save states on some of those hardcore later levels, because one mistake, one miscalculated angle, you get sent back 10 minutes all the way to the start. Anyway, that is a bridge to cross later on. For now, let's get it underway. We'll take on the fun levels. I did stream Lemmings a very long time ago. Very few people around will probably remember that. It was a 2 hours of hell run I did. I had to beat all the fun levels in 2 hours. Utterly crushed it. I think it only took me an hour 10. So don't expect this to take very long. And none of these levels should be that challenging. In fact, I should even remember how to handle all of them. But it's a good way for us all to learn how to play Lemmings, especially if you're new to the game. So we got these little lemmings, they drop out of a trapdoor, and it's your job to guide them safely to the exit. Each level has a set amount of abilities they can use. In this level, I got 10 diggers, and so they dig. They claw their way through the ground, make their way to the exit, easy peasy. It is still possible to kill the lemmings in this level, but it's quite difficult. I actually tried to find a way to do that as a kid. You can dig enough of a hole here that they die by falling. Anyway, bring them all to the exit, easy peasy. 5 minutes for a gamer to figure that out. How hard could it be? That's a password system, I don't even remember how to use that. So the intro levels just teach us about the different abilities that we have and give you a general idea of the types of levels you'll be encountering. For this one, the game gives you this, and just assume you're some kind of brain-dead potato looking at this and you go, ugh. You watch them fall, they squish, and you think, I have one ability. What if I use the ability? Ooh. See? Very accessible, even if you are not familiar with the language the game is being played in, and you didn't read the only Power of Souls can survive this. And the game's very good at teaching you what to do. Wonderful. We let half of them die, but I think you'll need to let one survive to pass this one. There we go, only need to save one of them. Intro levels, what are they like? Calmist is saying, hey Jake, really glad you've chosen Lemmings. This will bring back a lot of memories. I can't wait for Lemmings 2. I haven't seen that in many, many years, but I remember it being really fun. It was a real big advancement over the first Lemmings. It did feel like it complicated a bit too much of the relatively simple formula, but I can't hate it for that. Okay, another thing that we have the ability to do is speed up the rate at which the lemmings flow out of their wee trapdoor. You can go all the way up to 99, but you can never go below the starting rate. So in levels where they flow out really quickly, you gotta think fast. So this level just teaches you that there are blockers. Blockers bounce back all the lemmings. However, an important thing to know about the blockers is that once they're there, they're stuck there. You can't give them another command to end their blocking ways, with two exceptions. You can blow them up, which kills them, or you can undermine them. If you get rid of the area below a blocker, they will cease blocking and become regular lemmings again. So if you're given blockers and you have to get 100% saved, you gotta figure out how to save your wee blockers. This game runs surprisingly well on the Super Nintendo. You'd think this game would really befit a mouse control, and I did see a Lua for adding mouse controls to this, but I was in too much of a hurry to set that up. Not even sure it works on SNES 9X either. Oh hey Elinari! Heck yes, glad I'm able to catch this from the start. Yes, all these challenging early levels in fun mode. So I think it's about 8 or 10 levels of just teaching you the different abilities that there are, and after that you just get on with it. You also get to enjoy the kick-ass music. I love the music to Lemmings. I do worry that it might be a bit loud though. Hang on, let me check my sound settings. I'm going to drop that down a bit. It seems awfully loud, even though it is very, very good. And now I went too far. Bah humbug. Alright. There we go. So in this level it teaches you that you have this special kind of digger, I forget his name, miner perhaps, and it digs down at an angle. Very useful for making a gentle drop down, and more importantly, a digging way down that can also be ascended from the other direction. How much percentage did I need? I'm sure it wasn't much, so let's just nuke the remainers. I don't want to wait for this guy to come along. Good old Lemmings, says old man Franco. Child me loved it. I was just reminiscing over a Dominions 5 run with old man Franco's bones. Good time. Oh, crikey! Well, mistakes were made. We needed to save all of those Lemmings. I should not have nuked what was left in my haste. See, always read the stipulations. It's like a weekly one-shot, right? Alright, let's go, you wee buggers. And let's speed up their egress. That's what happens when you talk bad about my bones. But it's so easy. A nice addition in Lemmings 2 was a fast forward button. However, with the miracles of modern technology, we also have a fast forward button. Although I fast forwarded wrong there. Whee! Oh god. There we go. Get up there. That might have been cancer on the ears, so I will not do that very often. It certainly was for me. I'm sure you can modify the files in Lemmings to change the goalposts. Maybe on the DOS version. Don't think it'd be so easy for the Super Nintendo one, which we're playing right now. You need bashers this time. I love bashers. It's probably the probably got the widest utility. This game was notoriously difficult to copy on Amiga. It needs a flux level copy to work. I did not own an Amiga, so I don't know what you're talking about. That's not fast forward, that's time travel for the Lemmings. But they're just so slow at times. Let's crank this all the way up to 99. But for a Super Nintendo game, this game has a whole lot, especially UX-wise. It takes up a lot of the screen. If you remember, a lot of games back in the SNES, especially if they had a lot of details going for them, they cut off a lot on the edges. So we just really mash the bashers so that we can get through this netting. There's a strange property in Lemmings where Lemmings, when they encounter thin objects like this, will pass through and descend up them. You'll notice that the first Lemming actually started climbing up here until I bashed it out. This is one of the more satisfying moments in Lemmings, just seeing your train of Lems making it to the end. But yeah, about the UX, they got all this gameplay space. Remember, this is running on tiny little CRTs back in the day. The one that you hold your ruler up against to calculate your Lemmings staircases. And then you've got all the selection buttons here, which you can click on, but also scroll through. And a little mini-map. A mini-map on a Super Nintendo game. Fascinating. Why play the SNES version rather than the DOS? I prefer the music on the Super Nintendo version. There's very little other reason than that. I suppose the DOS one might be a bit more of a pain to get working. So, this is where we're going to reveal just how retarded childhood Jake was. In this level, you get bombers and blockers, and you have two obstacles to get through, that thin bit there, and this block here. What childhood Jake did was he tried to time this. Let's try and time it right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Freaking perfect. Okay, that wasn't meant to go as well as it did, but it did. I guess my sense of timing has improved since I was a child. Who in chat has a large enough brain to figure out how you were meant to blow up that wall? Because you're not meant to time it. Think about the tools that we have been given. Bombers and blockers. Well, I'll spare you. You were meant to set up a blocker here and then blow it up so you didn't have to do any timing. But could childhood Jake figure that out? Nope. He always just timed it. Although it's a good thing that childhood Jake developed those advanced skills though, because one very cool thing about Lemmings, or at least I thought it was cool, was that a lot of these levels that we're playing now, we will return to and have a far more limited variety of tools. And that's so fun, because you see a level and you're like, oh yeah, we just dig and bash here and build a stair, and it's like, yeah, you don't have any diggers or bashers, and you have one set of stairs. We've also got another kick-ass tune here. Again, if things are not good volume-wise, do let me know. The game deserves to be heard. But audio balance is a very tricky thing to do for streaming. If you've ever streamed, you know it. 1, 2, 3. You get a 3-click notification for when your lemmings are about to run out of stairways. Now for a little trick. A cool trick, if you will. We've got this little gap to cross. And if any lemmings drop down there, it's really annoying to build a stairway in such a tight confine. But an excellent use of stairways is actually to stall lemmings. There will be some later levels where this will be tested in us. There are other ways to stall lemmings, but if you have stairways, they're the best. That delayed those lemmings, gave this bloke a chance to bridge the gap, and over we go. And they're still coming out, so up that rate. Sweet mother of mercies, we're about 105 tithes. Good lord. Good to see you around and kicking though, and hope all is well. This game and Zorbaum here is testament to just how long this channel's been going for. Can anyone fetch the original date of when I ran Lemmings on the 2 Hours of Hell? I think it was a fairly early 2 Hours of Hell, and I started doing those in 2014. I don't want to think about that. I'm coming up on my 10-year streaming anniversary. Maybe I'll do some kind of special stream for it, but I don't know what. Not as complicated as it looks. So this is a challenge to your overthinking. I think we've been taught about every tool, yeah? Climbers, fallers, bombers, blockers, builders, bashers, miners, diggers. So it gives you 20 of everything and tells you solve this puzzle. You've got a gap, you've got a block, you've got some weird thing. There's water underneath you. But, like they say, it's really not as complicated as it looks. What was the first game you streamed? Now that's a bit of trivia, Acronymus. The first game I ever streamed was a game for the Nintendo Entertainment... Okay, you gotta be quiet now. Oh, you hear that even if it's off stream. The first game I ever streamed was a Nintendo Entertainment System game called Rescue Embassy Mission. I believe in America or Japan it was just called Hostages. It was a really cool mixed genre game from the 80s by Kemco. It was a stealth action bit where you had to walk across the streets and avoid spotlights. Then it was a first-person sniper game, well before Silent Scope. And then it was a first-person shooter. Unbelievable. Anyway, I streamed that to about 2 viewers. But I really enjoyed streaming, so I kept doing it. As long as you try your best. The way I started streaming, I think, is a very healthy way, although of course one's going to say that about their own approach to things. It was just me and the lads, and we'd stream for each other. And if other people turned up, then all the better. But it's just nice to have somebody tune into your streams. I know how demoralizing it can be to do a stream and have literally nobody tune in. Feels like you're talking to yourself. I've certainly had streams like that before. Right, let's see if we can time this. And blunk. There we go. This level is just here to psych you out. You get this long train of lemmings, and you can see these... I actually thought this was a rotating flamethrower as a child. And I still kind of think that. Maybe it's like a burning, rotating blade. You know what, why don't we figure out what it is together by throwing a lemming straight into it? Perhaps their death can provide us with science. So yeah, it was myself, Lucky, Calaw, Tandy, Lucas, even Mino Rico. Okay, so there's definitely some singeing going on there for the poor lemmings. So yeah, we'd stream for each other, and at some pivotal point I actually streamed EU4, because I used to write after-action reports for that game. And then I started getting like 10 or 20 viewers for a stream. The real takeoff was streaming... I claimed I would do a one-province Asian minor world conquest, and I played as Ming, and that bamboozled so many people, and that was really the start of it all. Well, the after-action reports are the real start. My after-action report of Ryukyu remains the most popular thing I've done in my life. Okay, what's all this about? I should have checked the stipulation, because I can't remember what it was. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Right, I have an idea. You're going down, Sunshine. You're going to block. And you are going to dig. You're going to block here as well. And anybody that falls here is going to get a parasol. And I'm going to shove everybody into this pit. They better come out fast now. Okay, there weren't many of them. That's good. So these lads are going to drop down here. Now, this reveals a big weakness in Lemmings' control scheme. It is not possible in the original Lemmings to select a specific lemming in this big pile. You'll see that it's just selecting 15-ish lemmings in this clump. This was fixed in Lemmings 2. You could lock onto a specific lemming with your cursor. But here, if I wanted to give a command to these, I am out of luck. Strange for me to say I'm out of luck. Pop. Pop. Hopefully 2 sacrifices is okay. What is an after-action report? Just a write-up of a campaign? Yeah. So there was a specific forum on Paradox where you could write after-action reports about your games. And you could do that however you wanted. Some people wrote very big, fancy narratives that only tangentially related to the game, and some people just dumped screenshots. Me, I just dumped screenshots and wrote very technically about what I did, because what I did usually involved a lot of exploits that needed explaining. You might notice that the game uses a lot of classical music here. I didn't know or appreciate that at the time, but I certainly like it now. You think that fall is too far? Are they going to die falling from that? Let's do some science. I will send the first one to potentially die. The second 2 can get parasols. Oh boy, right, well it's okay, you died for science. This level is here to teach you that certain surfaces have arrows on them which prevent you from digging into them. However, if you go into the arrow, you can absolutely go through it. There are other ways to tackle that, and that might be important in some later levels. Let's blow you up. Now, some people might have fond memories of having to wait forever for this final guy to climb up here, come back down and around, but we're going to see if we can do something about that. I was unable to do something about it, however... There we go. A nice use of builders, again, builders so very varied in their utility, is if a builder bumps, he turns around. I was trying to make him turn around as he walked through here, but instead I just turned him around off of there, otherwise he would climb up, fall down and go back around. There's a lot of little tricks like that I remember from Lemmings. I played this game quite a lot. I brought it up before, but I come from a family, an entire family that just loves games. My mother loved her action-adventure games, like her Zeldas. I got 2 brothers, one of them huge into fighting games, the other one loves his RPGs. And my father loves puzzle games. So Lemmings was his forte. So I got fond memories of me and him trying to figure out these levels together. We kept a little black book. I even think the brand was called Black Books. Or Black and Red, something like that. Which had our passwords and tips and tricks about Lemmings. No internet back then. I actually need to look at what the stipulations are for this level. It's going to play some important part in decision making. So I feel for you that come from families that were very anti-video games. I can only imagine how horrible that was. And I don't have to, because we loved games where we were. Son of a puzzle master. I wouldn't exactly call father a puzzle master. Perhaps a puzzling individual. Right, I'm gonna try and block the very first lemming. Okay, good. If you fall in a right angle, you can walk through the blocker and then block on the way back. What are we gonna do here, though? I got 5 minutes, so I'm going to do this. This is where the game really starts just giving you the tools, giving you the level, and saying, figure it out, scrub. And I appreciate that. So here's what we're doing. This guy got the ability to climb. If you want the game to run faster, get all the moving lemmings off screen. You'll notice when you have them all clumped together here, ooh, it's going about half speed. Take them off screen, much better. I love the music to this game. To this day, my mother still thinks my brain is permanently damaged from video games. Maybe she's not wrong, since I'm here watching a Scottish man play Lemmings instead of working. No, the real brain damage is thinking that working is the best thing you can do with your time. The real measure of a man is how much of his spare income and time he dedicates to his hobbies. I think at this point it's reaching 100% for me, which might be unhealthy in its own way. Alright, timing is very important in the original Lemmings. If I was just a few frames off there, little lemming guy would have dropped into this pit, and it would have been a whole fiasco getting him out of there. Is he going to make it there in one? Nope. No, there you go. Just a few more. Bash to make him not build anymore, and then we bring the entourage. I had to use 2 bashers because I couldn't figure out a lemming going right in that mess. And on they come. Easy peasy. I didn't lose a lemming, is what I'd say if I weren't about to end this guy's life. Burning down, London bridges falling down, something, something, London. Watch Lemmings, or be the lemming. Oh god, that's too deep for me. After playing the video games and now working in the industry, maybe the brain damage isn't entirely incorrect. It takes a special kind of person to be working in the games industry. We all fall down. 20 lemmings, all of them must be saved. Oh boy, I enjoyed watching Baron have a miserable time here. I'm going to show my confidence by boosting the drop rate to about 70%. So in this level, if the lemmings just walk to the end and drop down, they squish to their horrible deaths. And then you see that and I go, well, I've got all these diggers, what'll I do with them? Well, what you gotta do is have them dig through this small portion and then the fall won't kill them, but they all need to dig and we need to save all of them. And I might have increased the release rate a little too far. Just one mistake and it's back to the drawing board. Oh god, well, I think I've already failed. Ugh, you can pause with the start button at least. Amazing. I missed 2 of them, but the 2 that I missed were able to walk down into the guys as they dug, so they actually dropped out at the same point where the diggers dropped out. And a fun little game to always play is to nuke your lemmings as they approach the end. Childhood Jake loved doing this, but if you mistime it, you blow up some lemmings, and since we needed 100%, that's a big deal. On this long play, are you planning on doing all the difficulties on both games? I will certainly do all the difficulties on Lemmings 1. Lemmings 2 I don't think has multiple difficulties, it has multiple tribes. The real question is, am I going to 100% Lemmings to the tribes? And I don't know, because that game is very difficult to 100%. Saving every lemming in every level in Lemmings to the Tribe is just so hard. But maybe we need to prove that. Again, I missed the stipulation for this level, and it's important, so I'm just going to nuke my first lemming here and figure the rest out. This was a game I never had as a child, says Elinari. I went from a Commodore 64 to a PC capable of running Museum Madness, Theme Hospital, Theme Park World, and Command and Conquer. If you had those games, you really have no need for Lemmings, do you? Although I suppose, Lemmings scratches a different itch. I've got a PC capable of running just about anything under the sun these days, but Here I am crawling back to Lemmings, a game from 1991 or 2? I know Lemmings came out on the original NES, but nobody's going to play that. Okay, there are 80 Lemmings, 75% need to be saved. That's 60 Lemmings for those of you whose mental arithmetic leaves a few things to be desired. How are we going to handle this, though? I think I'm going to send an advanced Lemming. Do 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 do. Okay, it seems quite simple. Just a few builders and bashers and we'll have this one taken care of. I didn't actually need to send the advanced detachment, so I won't actually. Not yet, at least. Quick calculation tells me you go here. Figuring out where to put builders is one of the hardest things you can do in this game. We haven't really needed to talk about it because it hasn't been a big deal, but there is a timer on each level. And it's not pressure most of the time on fun mode, but on not so fun mode, the timer becomes your biggest concern. In fact, some levels start you off with a release rate of Lemmings so slow that you must increase the rate to win, or else you time out. There's a particular level that's set out like this that I recall being horrible. On the timer, that is. There's a lot of multitasking involved. You can pause. You can always pause and think. And even select your doodads here, but you cannot give commands while paused. So this is not your pausable RTS. One more and go. And yes, Lemmings will continue their job indefinitely as long as their job can be done. So builders will build as long as they have bricks if they don't run into a wall. Bashers will bash horizontally forever. Diggers will dig down until there's nothing below them. Blockers block forever, and bombers just explode and die. Tragic, is it not? We can increase the release rate now. I can see that they're still dropping out from the start on the minimap. I do wish that was something you could do faster. But you can't even change the release rate while you're paused. In bombers, they bomb precisely once. That's all they need to do. Some cheeky levels give you 100% savior rate and also give you blockers and bombers. Just to test you. I bought a used PlayStation 1 in 2000 for Gran Turismo. I don't think I've ever played Gran Turismo. It's a racing game, is it not? Racing games have never held much appeal to me. A few notable examples are Star Wars Pod Racer. I really don't like Star Wars, but that Pod Racer game was something else. Maybe it's because Zabulba was there. I'm always drawn to a game with fat, ugly bastards in them. It's just nice to have a bit of representation. On top of that, Burnout Paradise. Oh my days, I never thought trashing cars to the tunes of Avril Lavigne could be so much fun. Whoever made the OST for that game, or I suppose licensed the OST for that game, a genius. Now there's a game I wouldn't mind having a large multiplayer event for, but I think it's very limited in the amount of people that can join in. Also, they shut down the servers, curse them. Right, I again did not pay attention to what I needed to save. Christ, I need to stop doing that. I thought there was a quick way to... Ah, there we go, start and select. The universal bring me back to the start input. There are 100 Lemmings, I need to save 80 of them without letting my eyes deceive me. Okay. My eyes deceive me all the time, so I don't know what you're demanding of me. This is the level I was thinking of earlier. We will come back to this level later on, and we'll have something like 3 minutes and a dozen tools to get through it. As opposed to now where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 160 tools to deal with it. This is a very cruel trap. It's a rope trap. If Lemmings step in that, they get hanged. Actually, I'm not even sure it's a hanging. They get quickly spun around and battered on a wheel, but it's deadly, so sucks to be them. We need a builder to bridge this gap. We need a builder to bridge this gap. We need several bashers to get through here. All in all, looks like it could be tricky. So what are we going to do? What are you going to do about that? I still have an idea. Right, you are going on an advanced mission with a climber and a parasol. Are you using a controller or a mouse? Hopefully the incredibly stiff movements of my cursor will reveal that I am using a DualShock 4 controller masquerading as a Super Nintendo controller. Right, let's do some advanced techniques here. We are going to dig under the entire level. I need you to dig a little further. The lemmings are going back a bit. Okay, that seems to work. I might regret this. The basher, I think, is taking too long. I know. I can make you bash. That'll probably be faster. Yeah, I can't believe Nintendo was in the job of making PlayStation 4 controllers, but I do think the DualShock 4 controller is the best controller ever made. I never took fondly to the Xbox-style controllers. I mean, I loved that Duke back in the original Xbox days. Back when I played Halo under the tag The Big L. Loved playing on the Duke. Okay, right, so Grandmaster plan is that this basher will eventually reach here, and hopefully this guy will have done all of his building, but I'm starting to think I have not afforded enough time. So get building, Lem. What sort of game is it? Wow. Seems bizarre to me to not know the game Lemmings. This game is the puzzle game. Gotta be careful here. If this building goes too high, I'm going to be killing lemmings from the drop height. So, easy does it, easy does it. That looks good, but the other lemmings are on their way. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jake, I really want to see that trap kill some lemmings, so I shall oblige you. Okay, I'll put you there. I will put you here. There we go. You asked for it. You wanted to see that, you monster. I don't know what comes over you people. There we go. I can't believe it's still releasing lemmings, but there were 100 of them, so let's just pop you. Plop. That was a little tight on the timing, and a few lemmings died that didn't have to die, but it was by popular request. So yeah, it also had some kind of rock thing, so I think it lashes them, throws them down, and then crushes them under a rock. How this got past Nintendo's fairly harsh censorship program, I will never know. It's always fun looking at regional differences on Nintendo games and finding just the amount that got canned. Personally, I blame Nintendo of America. I don't understand. Like, America's such an evangelical place. Why did they want to rip all of the religious imagery out of games? Even Draken had the cross of the Anak censored out. Survival of the fittest. Oh yeah, only the fittest would survive a throwdown of, what's that, about 4 times their height and then being crushed by a rock? Yeah, do your reps so you can handle that. Jake enriching the culturally declined chat with Scottish nationalism in the form of lemmings. You'll be sad to know that I have never encountered a green-haired Scot. It's a shame that green isn't a natural hair colour. I think it would look good. Alright, and then this poor lemming right here, who did the very important job of keeping all the other lemmings alive, gets rewarded for his service with a quick and painless death. We could only dream for similar treatment. I'm visiting Scotland later this year, says Paxed. I really need to go to Dundee and take a photo of the lemming statue. They were so wrong the moment they said, really need to go to Dundee. It is colloquially known as Scum D in the country. Even Dundonians know that. Go to Edinburgh, then go to Inverness, and then you've seen everything you need to see in Scotland. Don't, for the love of God, set foot in Ayrshire. It's the kind of place that produces dark young. So I don't know what this level's meant to teach us. It's one of the hardest things to do in Lemmings is gain altitude, because your only option is to use either climbers or builders. But in this level, it's just gain as much altitude as you can, and we shall. Maybe it wanted to teach you that the music is amazing. And I didn't need further teaching of that. So we'll keep it simple. We're going to contain all the lemmings in there, and this lemming is just going to have a very, very long job. Fond memories of holding up a ruler or a sheet of paper, and we're doing that right now, just to extrapolate the angle of the building, so you're sure that it's going to go into the right place. It looks good to me. A little trick you can do is let the lemming take one half step at the end of his final building job, and that extends it out just a little bit. Every pixel matters in the later levels. What about Elgin? Elgin's a pretty bog standard Scottish town. I don't think it's any good, but that's what makes it bog standard. I was neither born nor raised in Elgin, but it's the closest thing that resembles civilization near where I'm from. Gotta be careful, the Super Nintendo's not the best at overlaying sound effects, so it's very important that we know when our builder is running out of blocks. The Highlands are nice to visit, oh absolutely. But don't expect anything other than nice to look at. Alright, they're really piling in here. Oh man, look at that frame rate chunder. And again, if we just get them off screen, it runs like butter. So Elgin did have a DDR machine. I haven't checked in some years because I don't go to Elgin very often, and I don't go to Scotland very often anymore either. Used to go about once a year, and now it's more like once every few years. But I do plan on going this year at some point, maybe around May. We actually have broadband at home, so I can stream from the ancestral home. Right, I'll put an end to you. No witnesses. Legolas, what do your Elgin eyes see? I always think Elgin is better known for the Elgin oil disaster, but that happened offshore. Worked at one of the businesses that had to handle that, but fortunately, not my shift. 50 lemmings, 40% need to be saved, that's only 20. And this level. So, Lemmings does have some cruel devices to it. And with foreknowledge, there are a lot of ways you can handle this level. Question is, how are we going to handle it? Good question. So the issue with this level is that the lemmings are going to drop out of these four... You know what, seeing is believing. Let's just let it play out and then we can start again and suss it all out. But yeah, important note here. Some levels will have different dropout areas. And some are just crueler than others. But then you think, wait, if it's a crusher, what if we don't step on the crusher? Aha! Checkmate, game. Oh, there are more crushers. Well, surely they wouldn't put in more than 2 crushers. It is very cruel that there's no visual indication of it. So yeah, there are at least 3 crushers down here. Very unpleasant, so you gotta figure that one out. We don't have to save them. The amount that we need to save is only 40%, and it's only 25% that are getting crushed there. But come on, I am, if nothing else, a benevolent ruler of my little lems. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have you bash your way through here. You are going to save the lives of many. You are all going to link up here. Oh, hang on. Don't you fall to your death on me. I don't actually know what these tunes are, but they're cool. So I'm going to try and link up all these lems. Thank goodness you can pause. So I'm quite confident that this fall would crush the lemmings to death. So what I'm going to do is have them all link up here. And I'm going to have this lemming build a support for them to walk down. If you hit a basher but you miss, you just lose the basher, and that can be crushing in one of the later levels. This game has this level, I think, has a lot of different ways to solve it. And just as well, because we are going to be finding other ways to solve it later on, we won't have much of a choice. Because I'm pretty sure you get this level again later on with far fewer tools. There we go. So there's only going to be one casualty, and that's our poor Bomberman. Bomberman. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes, and the bridal chorus for the last level. Yeah, I don't know the names of all these, but kudos to you for knowing them. The only thing I know about the Elgin is that they have a football club. Elgin City, that's right. I don't follow football at all, but I did play that Football Manager game, so I know Elgin City and the Bucky Thistles under 16s. Throw enough water bottles and those boys can become men. 70 lemmings, 71% need to be saved. That is too difficult a number for me to figure out. What do we need to do here? The release rate is very fast. Ah, right, so if you hadn't figured out on the earlier level to use your blockers before you bomb, then now you should figure it out. But even poor little Jake and his limited brain power could not figure that out. So even here I was trying to do it by timing. But look, it's just this simple. I know a thing or two about being simple. Gotta be careful here. If they go into that fire, it's goodbye them. And I think I might have misplaced this. Nope. Phew. Okay, that could have gone bad. It didn't, though. They will walk up the edge here and blindly go into the hot coals and horrifically die. But such is your lot in life as a lemming. Okay, I'll time you. Don't need to waste a blocker. If you're going for a high score run, saving 100% of lemmings is definitely going to get you the bulk of your score, but anyone can do that for most levels. The real trick is saving as many resources as you can, because every spare resource is an extra score. So we will get a bonus of 31. 50 need to be saved. Oh, check out the brains on Louis. Bucky Thistle just played Celtic in the Scottish Cup. 5-0 to Celtic, but they're 5 leagues below. I didn't catch most of that. But yeah, I'm really not into football. Everybody expects people in Britain, and especially Scotland, to just be raving loonies about football, but I've never seen the appeal. I don't mind a good kick about in the park with the lads, but watching people play football? Come on now. And let me tell you about all these streams I've watched. This level used to look really trippy when you would scroll across it on a CRT, but it doesn't have that same look to it now. Don't know why. Anyway, another very simple level. All we gotta do is build up towards here, and it gave us plenty of resources to block our lemmings in. 70% of 100 is 70 lemmings. Oh, thanks. University level educated in mathematics, but I'm glad you filled that in for me. Let's speed up these lemmings. I'm very disdainful towards education, so maybe that's not a lot to write home about. I feel like this will give us a good angle, so get to work. And then you just block everybody off. The question is how to keep everybody here. I have an idea though, and it's a pretty good one. So the lemmings, because of that bouncing, would walk all the way back, and I don't want that. I don't want to wait on some final lemmings. So instead, I'm going to have you bash through that. Oh, my angle might not be very good there, actually. And now the lemmings will get stuck in here. I'll build you a little bit so you bash your head and stop bashing. And now I'm going to have all the lemmings confined pretty much within the screen. Meaning, oh well, I already sped up their ingress. Oh yeah, Scots are terrible at football. That probably doesn't help the matter. Prefer the far more brutish rugby. Like our sports to be contact sports. Right. Thank you for your job there, lemming friend. Time for you to explode. That looks like a tight connection, but they should be able to walk on that no problem. Hey, there we go. My favourite club signed Oliver Burke a couple of years back, and I was so excited. Now they just load him out to championship clubs every... You see, that's probably what turns me off of the sport in general. There's not really homegrown talent, is it? It's just who can afford the best international players. Disgusting. Why explode and not dig? True enough, I could have undermined and dug out that blocker. But it would have been a pain to do, honestly. So it's like when astronauts get stranded out in space. I mean, we could save them, but it'd be very expensive and a lot of effort for a lot of people. We are now at LemCon 1. Oh, speaking of astronomy. Wait, no, that's a take on DEFCON, not LemCon, some kind of spaceship. Okay, and again, I did not pay attention to the stipulations. I really need to start doing that. 60% of... 50 lemmings. Wow, 30 lemmings. I always thought they were saying woohoo, but they're saying let's go. Huh, how about that? Right. Okay, they come out very slowly. I honestly don't see how this could possibly be a problem. Don't even see why I can't save all of them. Alright, get going. So I'm using builders to delay the following lemmings. However, I might just sate some of your curiosity. I know you're wondering what happens if we just let those lemmings fall into the boiling lava. Boiling acid, rather. Oh, that's what happens. Reminds me of watching the Transformers animated movie where people and robots are just being harvested and dropped into the digestive juices of Unicron. Thinking about it, that movie was kind of dark. My eldest brother was absolutely traumatized at the death of Optimus Prime. Oh. And I don't think he was alone, because they brought him back. They even added this little bit of a spiel at the end of the movie saying, your favorite Transformers will return. Okay, good. Did enjoy that film quite a lot, though. And of course, motivate the lemmings to hurry up by ordering a nuke. Easy money. We didn't get to see the Scythe Trap thingy. Well, we saw it before. You live and lem. We do. I need to save 60 of these 100 lemmings. Release rate starting at 50. Okay, the first somewhat complicated looking level. I like the aesthetic of this one. Kind of archaeological style. Lots of little roots and things getting in the way, but they're so thin I'm pretty sure the lemmings can walk right through that. It shouldn't be too hard. Pretty much a straight line. This is a trap though. Nice of them to actually make the trap visible, but that's pretty much a bear trap, but for lemmings. Nice tunes too. It can be hard to tell what's going to stop lemmings from walking back or not. I mean, could they walk back up this? Probably not. Can they walk through these roots? Probably. Yeah, there they go. What is this tune? I really like this tune, but I like most of the songs in this game. So, are you able to walk past here? Good, you're not. Right. I don't like Lemmings being able to walk too far back. I hope this fall doesn't kill you, by the way. Yeah. My Lemmings are made of stern stuff. They didn't skip leg day. So I think this is just trying to intimidate you and psych you out with what it is, but it really is just bash your way through and you'll be fine. The well might as well be a trap. It is not, it's just a nice... Actually, I think they walk over it if they end up going that way. I'll let some of the Lemmings get caught here. We only need to save, what, 60 of them? Oh my god, it decapitates them? That's not funny. Essentially comes up, slices through their neck, lets their lifeless body fall over and their head just pop up like a ping pong ball. Was this game for children? Well, I played it as a child and I'm not messed up much. Did anyone mention that the whole idea behind this game, that lemmings are suicidal, is a farce made up by TV personalities that threw them off cliffs and said it was them choosing to blindly follow their fellows off of cliffs? I was aware that that was a false fact about lemmings. I was not aware that there were people that were just throwing them off of cliffs. But that sounds like a false fact. I would need some, I need some evidence to back up those gross assumptions. Come on, hurry up, you wee buggers. In fact, you know, it's just a waiting game. The tab button looms ever closer. Meow! Right, beast of a level. This game has phenomenal music, I think. Might be thinking on the wrong level here. I was thinking of the wrong level, but this is still really cool. The tricky part of this level is getting the altitude to get to home in such a narrow pit. But it can be done. When Baron played this level, I couldn't believe his first thought was to climb up here and go across the trees so that he could get in here. Because getting the altitude to go up to this tree here seemed easier than doing it at the very end. That man's mind operates on a level I can only envy. This is the first level, I think, where timing could actually prove to be a bit of a pickle. Right, you just bash through as much of that as you can. I'm leaving this guy to make a little diggy hole here so that I don't have to waste a blocker preventing everybody going down this. So this is a way to build a blocker, it just takes more time. He's still bashing? Good, he's going to stop soon. Though the basher stops when there's nothing directly in front of him to bash. Sometimes the timing sometimes the timing fortunes you? Fortunes you? Favors you. Fortune favors you. In that they continue bashing even though there's a wee gap. Like here, is he going to keep bashing? Yes, he is. Good. Oh my god, 2 big blocks of text here. Lemmings scene actually filmed something Alberta. Canadians. Oh man, as if there weren't enough wrong with those people already. Right, so this is what I mean. The first level where timing starts being an issue. We only have 3.5 minutes to go up and around here. I am actually going to do my little diggy hole again, right here. Fortunately, the game's timer will also lag as the rest of the game does, but I'm just trying to isolate my lemmings over here so they don't end up all the way over in the far left when I'm busy trying to beat this level in time. Alright, come on back here. No, wrong way. Oh god, we're getting them all going the wrong way. So I mean, it's very hard to select lemmings in the chaos that occurs when they're so tightly packed. Dunk, dunk, dunk. When we get to Lemmings 2, you will see the vast improvement that that game has over it in terms of targeting lemmings. Yeah, Lemmings 2 has a lot of cool stuff going for it, but I wouldn't say it's a black and white improvement over Lemmings 1. Also, we're going to need the Lemmings coming out faster. We only have 2 minutes left. Never played Lemmings 2. I think that's going to be a common sentiment when we get to Lemmings 2. It is the lesser-known younger brother to Lemmings. Just gotta scroll these guys off screen to get a bit more frame rate here. I don't know if the DOS version had this problem. Probably not. Is that far enough for you? No, you need just one little more push and bash, and we are home safe and sound. Nice thing about a little builder trap like this is that they will always ascend building blocks in front of them, so they're not going to walk down here. And that is actually going to be 100%, despite the game encouraging you to block and bomb. But yes, important lesson to be learned here is how to gain altitude in tight situations. This level is actually quite a big step up in difficulty. I wonder if Baron managed it, because not only do you have to bash through all this and figure out this building work that you haven't had to do in a previous level, it makes you do it on a pretty tight timer. I thought the pickaxe dug up. Is that less efficient? Dug up. Nothing digs up. The only thing that goes up are climbers and builders. There we go, 100% and 137 extra points for all the abilities we didn't use. Going for those high score runs here. I've lost that lemming feeling. I'm sure that's a reference to something, but I don't know what it is. We need only save 20 lemmings. No, there is no dig diagonally up. Not in this game, at least. There is in Lemmings 2. That is the Fencer, actually. The Fencer will act like a basher, but slowly gain altitude. Is this one of those levels where you have to dig out the exit? Oh, No, the exit's over there on the far left. What a strange level. I don't know if there's anything hidden here. It could be that there is an actual exit that you can dig out there. Some levels do have exits that are hidden and you have to dig them out, which is very cruel. Okay, I've completely mistimed that bash. I am just going to keep all of the... Oh crap, that failed. Sorry, buddy. Sometimes when you mess up your blocking, the other lemmings can walk right through it. I'm going to have one little lemming be a vanguard and take care of all of this, though. We have the time. The big downside of having one lemming do everything is that it usually isn't efficient on the time, but since we get 8 minutes to do it, I think we'll be okay. 8 minutes and a lot of tools. Oh, crumbs. I wanted you to climb up here, but I might have been too late. We'll see. He turns around, but we can quickly turn him back around by making him bash his head. That's what I wanted, a bit more altitude. Jake, I'm sure that unlike Gabby J, that level posed no challenge to Baron. Gabby J? Gabby J? You have lost me, sir. By the way, Ninjin, did you get my ping earlier about Avorion? Don't know if you'd be interested, but I did want to alert... Oh god, that lemming's getting a singy haircut. Did want to alert the IRC Master Race. I know, I said I wanted to gain altitude, and here I am, losing it. Oh, cripes! And there's another risk of sending one lemming out alone. I was too slow at clicking on him with the builder, and that put an end to him. Now it's time for a new little lemming. Actually, I think there's a few more than one there. Oh well, the others can die. Actually, I will have a bit of insurance here. There we go. The others will likely die, but, you know. Oh, Christ, jings, I am having a hard time timing this. Don't let me down. You let me down, you let all of Lemming down. Don't lose that Lemming feeling. If Lemmings get caught in that fire, it's instant death for them, and unlike some other killing machines, that one can kill an arbitrary number of Lemmings. Alright, that seems like a safe enough route. Let's just open the floodgates. Remember, we didn't have to save many of these little Lemming buggers, so I don't feel bad about their losses. Why would I? They were only slaves. Which is actually something Seti said to Moses. Ramesses was not involved at all. But I always feel like it sounds more natural saying they were only slaves, Ramesses. And thinking about it, Seti probably had that talk with his son at some point. I'm of course referencing The Prince of Egypt, one of my favourite films. Great songs, lovely visual effects, touching story. I think the story was done dirty. They shouldn't have had to follow up where Seti chased them through the river. I think it was a fine ending as it was. Not Seti, Ramesses. Explored him a bit more as a person to just mourn over his child rather than just be, I am evil because I must be evil. I think Ramesses says it too later. Well, it sounds like I'm overdue another rewatching of The Prince of Egypt. Right, awesome music, and again I did not check how many bloody Lemmings to save. This is a bad habit I've gotten here. Oh, 2/3 of 30 Lemmings. I need to save 20 of these. I don't know how it rounds. Maybe I need to save 21. Of note, there are arrows on this block, meaning I can't dig through in this direction. And this is a crusher, no doubt about it. Alright, I have an idea, and it's a pretty good idea. Let's dig. Let's dig some more. Let's have you survive, shall we? I think my good idea is not so good anymore. A lot of Lemmings are about to die. But that's okay. For all of Lemmings, everywhere, you must survive. Should have undermined you. Ooh, mistakes were made. Gonna have you bash your head. You bash as well. And then these Lemmings will double back. Oh, not you. Okay, well, you know what? You can just go and kill yourself. You were not part of my completion rota. This level we will be forced to return to with far fewer tools at our disposal. But this worked okay. Yeah, see, look at that. 93% completed. And what's this poor guy's fate? It was not until decades later that we would learn never dig below yourself in Minecraft. But Lemmings was a trailblazer. Lemmings everywhere. 50 of 100 to be saved. Let's go indeed. Okay, this is one song that I'm not too fond of. Weird spiderwebby thing going on here, but I think we can just follow them and do some idle digging through. At least that's what I hope. Yeah, okay, this is a very rare case of some music in this game, which I do not care for. Might be going too far here. Ooh, boy, that looked a lot like I was killing some Lemmings today. Do-do-do-do. Oh boy, oh boy. There we go. I think that's all of them saved. This fall is dangerous. Just a few pixels more and I think I'd be having a eternal dropping of dead lemmings. Ah, but Alec, that's not digging directly below, that's digging diagonally below, then diagonally below again. It's no different from making a stairway. Plus it's twice the work of digging down. Nightmare on Lem Street. I get it, it's an anagram of Elm Street. I don't know what movie that's a reference to though. Maybe that's the name of the movie. I'm not big on movies. Alright, what do we do with this? I didn't pay attention to the number of lemmings I get. We'll see soon enough though. I'm gonna delay you. Hopefully we get this built in time. Oh, it's just 2 lemmings. Well, that is cute. The tale of 2 lambs, huh? 100 different ways through this level, but I just like to use the builder as a delayer. If you end up with your lemmings stuck down in these holes though, it can be a pain in the bum to dig them out. There we go, a little bash just to make a wee stairway for you. And then away they go. If you overshoot and hit that, one lemming gets to watch the other one be stoned. The first iteration of the Freddy movie franchise. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of those Freddy movies. Let's be careful out there. Half of 50 lemmings to be saved. Release rate 1. Which means you cannot get by on just giving them all parachutes, because that would only save 20 of them, huh? Let's go regardless. Do, do, do. God, I love this tune as well. So freaking good. Whew. You ain't dying on my watch, lemming friends. Get over here. There we go. Good. Trouble is, if I blow you up, I think we'll hit through the bottom, and that is bad. Bad to the bone. So, we're going to undermine. First usage of undermining. Let's go. Okay, let's not go then. There we go. Come on, punch underneath that lemming. Yeah, they don't want to. Okay. There we go, he got undermined. And that saved that poor lemming from his miserable existence. See? Every lemming will be saved. Don't pay attention to this other guy. Oh, how could I leave you to die? No, no lemming dies on my watch today. Whew, 100%. Jake, the Twitch player is acting up pretty badly. It's like we're seeing a PowerPoint. I did just get a chunk of dropped frames, so there's a good chance that was on me. Seems to have calmed down now, though. The game couldn't handle my intense abilities at saving my blockers there. Ingenious strategy. I'm glad you appreciate that, Crimson Cheeks. What a freaking name. If only they could fly. 60 of 100 lemmings to be saved. And we're almost at the end of the fun levels. Oh, I do not like this level. A lot of altitude to be gained from the very bottom. You might think, could you not go over the top here? The little things at the top, at the very top here are just going to cause too many problems. So no, we need to go down. Diddle 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 do. So our musical brainiacs, what song is this? Sounds classical. Alright, that's okay, some sacrifices are to be expected. The tricky part's this, how do we get up here? We need to use a fair few blockers, I believe. Let's start building here. Hold my pen up against the screen and see where it's going to build to. I think it's going to be a little short. This level is encouraging some bad design choices. They're about to walk past my blocker lemming here. So I gotta hold you here, and sorry to say, my lemming friends, we have further that we need to go. Alright, now you're walking over to here. I'm gonna have you block. I'm gonna try and not have all of you die. And we're gonna build ourselves a little bit further up now. Gotta be careful, I can't touch that fire or else it's good night lemmings. But yeah, levels like this, they are really, really busy. I think that's actually good enough, so I'm gonna put a blocker here now. And now if I could just grab one of these lemmings. There we go, he's turned around. Now I should be able to get some of them. Oh, but mistakes have been made. A lot of these lemmings are gonna die. Okay, I need to save some of these poor lemmings. There we go. They were going to follow up, go past this, and all drop down to their death, so I actually had to dig through my own stairway there. Which I will have to rebuild, but fortunately I have enough to rebuild it with. Come on, Jake, you have to show us a lemming getting nailed by that fire. Do I really have to, though? I got feelings for these poor green-haired buggers. These are my countrymen. There we go. Good, good, that looks valid. I'm gonna blow this up so everyone can come along. Definitely some sacrifices made for this level. But it'll work out. Show us a lemming getting nailed by the fire. I can do that. How many did I have to save again? I think it was 60% of 100. And this should be well more than 60. Never overperform, right? Also, never undersell yourself. Well, where are all those guys hiding? There we go. Lemming flambe. I swear to God, if this was 70%. What if it was? Now I'm starting to have doubts. Whew! Okay, okay. It was good to believe that it was 60, and it was bad to listen to chat, because if that was 70, I'd have to do all that again. And I don't like that level. Right, what a lot of lemmings. Which probably didn't make a lot of sense to non-English speakers, but it's just a way of saying what a lot of. Once again, 60 out of 100 to be saved, but this one has a very fast release rate. And London Bridge is falling down again. Once again, we need to build altitude in a very tight location, unless we find a way to not need to do that, but nothing's coming to mind. Bash, bash, bash. We have lots of time. Bash through that. Getting up this is a little awkward, but I think it can be done with some clever bash building. Or we just build up from here. Bash through that, make a little pyramid that gets up there. Easy peasy. Although something we absolutely have to do is stop our lemmings from immediately drowning. Can they walk over this? Probably not. Down you go, along you go, and I'm gonna send one of you buggers up here. Probably gonna be slower that way, actually. Do 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 do. I think we just need a couple of steps over here so we don't fall into a little pit there. And now I think the safer thing to do is build up. Again, pen against the screen tells me that that angle is barely sufficient. A few pixels more to the left and that would have been very bad. Ooh, it's kind of good that they're getting trapped in here, also kind of bad. Because if I bash them through, they're also going to destroy the bottom part of the stairway. I think I can solve that with some creative bashing, though. Once the final step is placed here, dunk, bash, bash a little bit more, build up. The basher's still bashing, please stop bashing. Alright, there we go. Do 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 do. And then you, on your way back, please bash through that. Wait, what? You, on your way back, please bash that and let them out. A more clever person would have blocked these lemmings in. I think I will do that. Alright, that should work. I don't want too many lemmings cluttering my ability to build a stairway here. Now, how's the angle going to work for this? Probably not well, but it has to work. I got plenty of builders to make this work, though. This is the penultimate fun level. After this, fun is outlawed in Lemmingville. We'll be on to, I believe, Tricky. Tricky predates taxing, and after taxing comes mayhem. Mayhem is where the gloves really come off. The mayhem levels are really going to test me. They're going to test my patience as well. And even after mayhem, there are 5 additional levels of Sunsoft difficulty. Sunsoft were the publishers, I think? And the Sunsoft levels are a real test of your creativity. Sunsoft levels tend to just have one solution that the developers have intended, and you just got to suss it out. And I intend to suss it out. 3D Lemmings sounds like the sort of game that could be great, but no one would be able to design. There were 3D Lemmings games, if I recall. I even had one on the PC, and it never ran. So I was never able to play it. I got this little pack that included some PC Lemming games, which was, I think, Oh No More Lemmings, 3D Lemmings, and Lemmings Paintball. But yes, I could never get it to run. There was a lot of games for the PC I couldn't get to run because we just had ancient silicon for the family computer. I remember it taking over 20 minutes to install the original Stronghold, and it warned me about not having enough RAM. You don't have 32 megabytes of RAM, it would warn me. Lock up your lemmings. We must save 2/3 of 60% of lemmings. 40 lemmings. Ah, okay. This is a gimmick level, thankfully. It's 3 50-50 shots because your lemmings come out so tightly that it's very hard to tell when to order them to bash. Fortunately, I am going to deny the last 50-50 by using a digger here. If I dug here, it might have been too early. I didn't want to take the risk. So now I do that. And now I do this. Easy peasy. This takes me back, says Yoim2nd, finding this game on an old family PC. Yeah, I don't know if I was lucky or unlucky to be playing this on the Super Nintendo, but PC gaming eluded me until, well, it largely eluded me until the turn of the millennium, just due to not having a good enough computer to be playing games on. Well, there we go. Fun mode all done, and we even get treated to some credits, I think. Yeah, that's about 1:20. Easy money. Did the PC version have these? Well, maybe. Well, good job me. Every single one of the fun levels done, all 30. But that was just the tutorial, really. Time to move on to the tricky levels. This should be a doodle. Save half of 100 lemmings in 4 minutes. So now the levels are going to stop giving me 20 of everything. I think in tricky, you tend to get 10 of everything. Still quite generous, but you might want to run into situations where you think, oh, I wish I had 20 builders and I don't right now. Anyway, this should be a dawdle, and it will. I'm just going to delay a bunch of lems. And that should afford you enough time to build over this. Should afford you enough time. Oh, I bet this guy's starting to panic. Come on, Lem. Hey, there we go. A for aces. And with another quick bit of delay. I could use a blocker. A blocker would be more sensible, but whoever said we're working on sensibility here. Well, that's unfortunate. Some of them are going to die, but we only need to save half of them, so no biggie. In fact, you're becoming a liability. You need to go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This has become a sizable problem now that I've created for myself. Just trying to be clever. There we go. Well, those guys are just going to be punished for their poor decisions. Their poor decisions putting me in charge. Right, while these guys very slowly get to the exit, I'm going to take a quick water break. I'll be back momentarily. That's the stuff, and damn right I stormed that level. Yeah, I always wondered how those turbo buttons worked, Deus. What did they do? I never had one that had a turbo button. In fact, if I recall, the first non-family PC we had was just an old wreck taken from the school. Didn't even have a sound card. I had to play Dungeon Keeper in silence, and I still loved it. Okay, release rate 1. I have to save every one of these 40 lemmings. And this is the same level that we had before, where we have to dig our lemmings out of their situation. But I think if you don't speed it up, you don't have enough time to do this. Turbo button would downclock the CPU to a clock speed, I forget what, to ensure backwards compatibility. But pushing it again made it faster. Yeah, no, until I got my own computer, what was it? It was Discworld 2, Caesar 3, Stronghold, not Stronghold 2, that came later. You can actually run out of space on the top here for your lemmings to dig down. Gotta remember that 40 lemmings need to share this platform for digging through. And you also gotta be careful that you actually lock onto the lemming approaching from the left. It could be that the cursor thinks you're selecting the lemming that's already digging, and then it won't let you give the dig command. And then you better pray that that lemming falls down far enough before the big fall. Okay, 10 more to go and we're Gucci. Every single one of these lemmings needs to be saved. There is no room for error. And on top of that, if I hadn't sped up the release rate of the lemmings, I would have ran out of time. So I've only got a minute and a half for these wee buggers to make it to the end. I actually think you get an even harder version of this level, where there are 80 lemmings to save. 60 or 80 lemmings, same amount of space up top. Starts looking not possible, doesn't it? Ah, there we go. Ninja's got the wiki entry on the turbo button. I remember the first gaming PC in my household. It was my dad's. He had to drive some 50 kilometers to fetch a RAM upgrade. Crazy times. I don't even know where we'd go to get computer stuff back then. We'd have to go to Aberdeen. Certainly no computer shop in a village, Jings. My home village has one fish and chip shop, and that's it. It used to have a little corner store, but that shut down. It used to have a post office, that shut down. It used to have a bus stop with one bus running twice a day. That shut down. It's got a primary school though. God, those must be some miserable kids. Do 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 do. How does the song go for this one? I have no idea. This is almost certainly Deadly Fall, and I did not pay attention to the number of lemmings to save. 50% of 100. That's 50 lemmings. 10 green bottles standing on a wall, and if something happens to one, something else, something... Yeah. I don't know, it feels like something that's nested far away in the back of the mind, but I can't quite fetch it. Jinx, what am I meant to do here? I have an idea, so I'm going to go with my idea, especially since I don't need to save all of these blasted little buggers. Da 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 da. Oh boy. I didn't mean to let you die, but so long. Looks good. So I could build a giant stairway up here, but I don't want to. And generally when I don't want to do something, I don't do it. So here's my brilliant plan instead. Oh, Jesus, I forgot about you! No! Alright, well, I guess you're joining the elite. I was meant to cancel his mining operation, but I completely forgot. So, somebody was asking about a lemming that would mine upwards. No such thing in Lemmings 1, however, you can kind of achieve a similar effect by doing this. This poor lemming does not deserve to die for my own mistakes, so I will save you. And I'm going to bring a pen to my screen to extrapolate his angle. It might be a little insufficient, but that's where you come in. If one green bottle should accidentally fall. So it's one of the songs that's meant to teach you how to count, right? If I wanted to learn how to count, I would read The Very Hungry Caterpillar, which I did. Heartily enjoyed The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Wow, that is looking really good. You're gonna get out there? That should be easy enough for anybody to jump over. I'm gonna blow you up. I'm gonna save your life. Pop. Safe as houses. I think if you just try to build a big stairway up here, I think you'd get it done, but... And that's probably what they intended, given they gave you 40 builders, but nah. Oh, crumbs. 2, 1. Now some of them are going to be blocked. Not my intention, please understand. I don't want to wait on those guys walking back and forth, so you send them back. Boy, this is such a blast from the past. And I was very tempted to not have this on my long play list when I was considering the 5 games. And I'm going to play all of them, by the way. If you missed the long play vote yesterday, it's not a vote for which one we do and which one we don't. I just decided I would do all of them. It's just a question of what order. But I was very, very keen on removing Lemmings because I thought that it's going to be a pain to play. Super Nintendo, no mouse controls, ancient design, a lot of setbacks sending you right back to the start. It's probably going to be painful to play, but actually I'm very much enjoying this, so glad I stuck with it. Blockers can be blown up or undermined, but I was not in a good position to undermine them there. I also didn't have to, I only needed to save 50 Lemmings and I already saved, what, 90 or so? Here's one I prepared earlier, level 4 of Tricky. I will probably do both fun and tricky today, and then save taxing for another day, and then mayhem for another day, because mayhem needs a day for itself. Alright, a lot of steel here. You cannot dig or explode or mine or anything through steel. It is indestructible, with a few small exceptions. But those exceptions aren't worth worrying about. Looks like there's just a bit of timing involved on the building works here. Can you climb over this mountain? Huh, okay, cool. And I don't think you can walk back over this mountain. Okay, that should give us everything that we need. We're going to have one renegade, one blocker, and one guy to attach us back to all the other lemmings. Sucks to be the blocker because it's your fate to die. Because of the steel underneath here, I won't be able to undermine the blocker. But can you walk over that? Oh, cool. Very cool. I will, however, dig down here to make it a lot more comfortable to do the building. A lot of time on this map, so time won't be a concern. It's just accuracy of dropping onto these blocks, and it's really not a tough one. The soundtrack sure is jammin'. Yeah, I genuinely like games on the Super Nintendo for their music. I think the SNES had amazing music. And it's better than the Amiga. Amiga, why bring up that? It's better than the Mega Drive or Genesis. Why did someone drown? Oh, the climber. The climber could climb over all this and then go and drown at the other end. Well, that's okay. We only need to save half of these, right? Right? Yeah, problem with Genesis games is that all the music sounds the same. It's all got that gnarly nyang to it. And I mean, that's fun and all, but you hear it everywhere. And I don't like that. The Super Nintendo music is generally very varied, very good, and so much talent. You get your David Wise and your Fallen brothers making Super Nintendo music. Then again, Fallen was like god to anything he touched. It was like the Chris Sawyer of music. How did that man make the tunes that he made? Freaking Plock. Pictionary! Calm down, Tim, it's just Pictionary. Alright, there we go. Nice, simple level. It's just there to psych you out with all the water and stuff. Send out a renegade to deal with it all, and you've got no problems. Jake is objectively wrong on that one, says Ninjin. I implore you to give a counter-example. Well, one is too easy. Give 5 counter-examples. Excellent Genesis music that is distinct from each other, of course. Funniest example of crap music I've ever heard will always and forever be the 32X Doom. Did you mean Josh Sawyer? Chris Sawyer, the man behind not Open, but Roller Coaster Tycoon and Transport Tycoon. A master of his craft. Whenever you feel bad about your programming prowess, just imagine Chris Sawyer making all of Roller Coaster and Transport Tycoon in assembly and then feel even worse about yourself. You see, Scots just make better programmers because we're used to having nothing. At least more optimizing. That's rich from me, right? I can't program to save my life. Alright, these guys are taking too long. If you don't make it before the nuke hits, then it's all on your head. So be it. You can actually destroy the bit of ground below the exit and you won't be able to get anybody in anymore unless you build a very precise stairway to it. I don't recommend doing that. Careless clicking costs lives. You say that, but you also tell me that I only need to save 20 out of 100 lemmings, so I'll be as careless as I like. Ah, the very first level's music. This is just bash and build. Simple. Simple as can be. The thing that's not so simple is the layout of the ground here. But in what way is that a problem? Because I can just simply pop a little blocker there. Nothing to worry about them going back to. And then you are just going to bash, build. Don't want it to fall down there. Like, falling down there is grim news. I guess is what they mean by careless clicking. Weird to use clicking for a Super Nintendo game. Perhaps they just took the name straight over from the PC version. Wouldn't begrudge them. Yeah, I dread to think of people that played this game without knowing that you can cancel actions by bashing or digging or mining out of them. Cancelling digging and building and especially bashing is such an important thing to do in this game. You can cancel actions only with other actions, but yes. If I gave this guy a bash command, he would stop building and just bash and then fall into the what I assume is icy cold water. Or liquid nitrogen. Otherwise you end up overbuilding for places, or maybe you need a lemming to quickly do something else. Donk. And final build, which means I'm going to pop... Actually, you know what? This guy's done such a great job of blocking. Let me show you undermining. Let me fail to show you undermining. Oh god, no, don't do that, don't do that. Okay, well, once I'm safe in the knowledge that you're making it through, good. I will continue to try and show you undermining. There we go. Lemming that's blocking doesn't have a floor below him, and then he just drops down and gets on with his life. He does not need to die. And we should get 100% here. Blowing up the basher is the best way of cancelling. In some levels, that's your only option. Poor Lemmings existing to die. Sparkly water, is it Perrier? Oh, don't like Perrier. In general rule of thumb, I don't like carbonated drinks. Some exceptions exist, and I will occasionally have myself something sparkly. Especially if I find that carbonated cola. What's it called again? Curiosity Cola, that's it. Slightly fermented and alcoholic as well. Alright, Ninja is presenting his evidence. I wonder if I'm going to get DMC a hit for this game anyway. I won't check them out now, but I will check them out afterwards, Ninja. Alright guys, hurry it up. The nuke is coming. I never really understood what this little image is meant to be. It never looked like a mushroom cloud nuke to me. I always figured it just looked like a grill that had been turned on. Lemmingology. There are only 5 lemmings. I must save 4 of them. 5 minutes to do so. Let's go indeed. Now what are we doing here? Building, bashing, building, bashing. Seems simple enough, but I might send a renegade to do it. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo. Yes, if I send one renegade, then I can... yeah, actually, if they... Because there are so few lemmings, I can just make them all build and climb. That's what I wanted. You just make them all climb and even let them all fall. I think the biggest problem you can have in this game is overthinking the solution. Overthinking never helped anyone in their life. For example, you could think, oh, maybe I want to bash, and what about this fall? It's like, don't care. He's already a climber, and you have plenty of parasols. Just let him fall down. I really like this tune. What's this tune, then? Are there lyrics for it? The tricky part is making sure that you have your lemmings climb and fall in this direction. If they go out towards the left, they gon' die. That was actually tighter than I should have let it be. I was so confident that he'd make it, but... Ooh, shouldn't have been. Like 2 blocks fewer on his building kit and he would have made it. I literally have a section in my Jake text file with Genesis Mega Drive Audio Defense Force. I love weirdly named text files, like my good old wc.txt. Used to be an emote long ago, but that joke has long since lost context. I did earlier say that gaining altitude is one of the hardest things to do in Lemmings. This level looks like it's nothing but building. That could be a problem. How many did I need to save again? And here's an example of cancelling. Just bash and he stops building. Stops wasting everybody's time. Now, the clever among you will instantly be able to tell the problems that I've created for myself. If I blow up this blocker, I'm going to blow up the bridge that gets everybody out of here. That's a problem. Quite a serious problem. I have a solution, maybe. Yeah, I think I have a solution. We'll just build over him. Anyone pay attention to how many of these things I need to save? It's quite important. Okay. Bash cancel. The bash cancelling isn't so important here, but when you're on a tight timer, if this level had me, say, 2 minutes fewer, then yeah, every second would count. 73%, thank you. Such excellent music choice for solving puzzles. Feels like music that's massaging your brain into action. Right, the final one is the trick. I'm not even sure if that reaches onto dry land. In fact, I'm quite certain it does not. So what would an aspiring lemming artist do? This is what he's going to do. He's going to dig. Oh, great. Digging. And I'm going to hopefully build my way out of this. That was a little tight. I almost broke through the right there, which would not have been good for anyone. Uh-oh, that's not good. Further mistakes have been made. Right, then we're going to bash along and dig a bit. No, wrong kind of digging. There we go. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Right, tell you what, here's what we'll do. I'm going to place a blocker here and continue to build our way out of that situation. And I need to somewhat hurry up with this solution. Don't bash your head. Okay, good, you didn't bash his head. And with a very weird bit of compacted building, we have now gotten... There are 45 lemmings in this tiny little clump, but they are going to ascend, fall, and then ascend a little bit more. And then everybody gets to the end. Easy peasy. 3 poor lemmings have to die. Could have gotten by with only 2 dying back there. And as I recall, I drowned one, but you know. All for the greater good. Kitty saying, ah, Lemmings got this on the Amiga 500 downstairs. I do reckon that the Super Nintendo had the superior sound. That could be nostalgia talking, so I'm not saying that's absolute. But I am absolutely saying that the Mega Drive did not. Alright, pick up the pace here. I've already got my 70-odd%. 5, 4, 3, 2... Okay, and then we just fill the end part with bits. And it was 73%. Thank you for your amazing memory. Doyas Exblech. If not your good name, your good memory. And Zephyr Cloud. Lemmings Sanctuary in sight. 60 must be saved to 100. Let's go indeed. Oh god, there's a lot of levels here where you have to gain altitude. And in this level we have only access to blockers and builders. I already forgot the numbers, so I'm going to have to check it again, even though I read it out. 60 out of 100, okay. Those 40 sacrifices will be put to work then. Also, the minimum rate is 40. Yeesh. Well, that was a big goof to start with. Hope we're keeping count of the amount that we're killing off here. It's very important. Whoa, that cheeky bugger made it. Right, that means you are going to block a lot of people from dying horribly. This is a little trick. If you fall through a blocker lemming, you can then walk past them, but they'll still block you on the way back. Yet another of my incredible techniques. And here's another technique. If you let your lemming take a half step after he finishes his building, you will get a few pixels over to the right that you wouldn't otherwise get. Kind of important here because I misplaced the initial steps. So I want to get you up there, safe and sound. Thanks to that blocker, even if a lemming falls down here and doubles back, it is not deadly. However, I do want to bridge this gap. Do I? I'm going to have to. We need to turn around here. I wonder... I think I'm going to need to build halfway up and then back a bit. The Super Nintendo is interesting in that it was the first real shift from specific chips to true CD audio. That is why it has much more high-quality synth sound for the early 90s. I'm not an audiophile, so all this goes largely over my head. What I'm hearing is, Jake, you're absolutely correct. The Super Nintendo tunes are way ahead of their time and far superior to anything that the Genesis could cough up like Sunday's dinner. Oh yeah, wow, today is the frame drop day. I don't know what's chewing that up today. Every so often, Lake Balaton consumes some packets. Yeah, it's the Lemmings on screen. Simply too much for the PC to bear. This is tight, but I think they'll make it. There's a risk of bashing his head on this, but I think he's got this. And we can absolutely increase the release rate. There'd be a lot more pressure on this level if the release date were minimum much higher, but it is not. Not the release rate, the timer. If the timer was tighter, this would be a rough level. My stance is I love them both, but I think a lot of Super Nintendo games get sucked into the 90s synth sound that has aged poorly. Ooh. Although I feel that my inherent belief is a strong disagree, I cannot escape the nostalgia. The Super Nintendo was not my first console, but it was certainly the one that childhood Jake sunk the most time into playing. Okay, targeted the wrong lemming and we've got a stairway going up to the right, but that's not going to impact us negatively at all. You have my blast processing chip overheating. No, I'm not playing Superlex. Superlex? Superflex? What was that game with that weird smirking ball? I had a weekly one-shot for it. It did not go well for me. I think it was Superflex. That game did have awesome music though. So good. Alright, game, set, and match. Unless your name is whatever this lemming's name is. Nor the lemmings who have now contributed to the fiery mass of lava below. I did not want to spare one blocker to save their lives. Superplex, thank you. Yes, Superplex's music was awesome. I've actually listened to it in my spare time after that weekly one-shot because it's so rockin'. Oh, of course Radu would like to see more of Superplex, but no. Great music, but for playing, oh boy, it's painful. Because it's one of those, make a blind choice. Make the wrong choice, well, back you go to the start. Well, I suppose it's not that blind. You're able to scan around the map. It's very difficult to perceive the consequences of your actions. Oh, I only need to save half of these guys, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh boy, even on tight levels, childhood Jake loved to rock that nuke button. They just keep on coming. 50 rate. I need to save 93% of 75 lemmings. That's a lot of lemmings. I think this is a multiplayer map. I even played this game in multiplayer back in the day. Right, what's it expecting of me here? All this steel underfoot means I can't just dig through it. I have a fairly simple solution in mind. And there's nothing wrong with being simple. Some of my best friends are simple. In fact, they're all kind of simple. Hopefully the timer isn't too much of an issue for this map. Just crank them all out regardless. Yeah, I remember practicing making popping sounds with my mouth to see if I could make it just like the Lemmings. Can I still do it? Yeah, close enough. This is a fatal fall, I'm almost certain, so I can't spare parasols for all these guys. Once again, sending out that one renegade to handle everything. Is the angle here good? Again, I hold my pen up against the screen and I say maybe, hopefully. Oh, I've made a sizable mistake actually. Yes, I have. Okay, well, too bad. I have an idea of how I can fix it, but it won't be easy. There's one walker here. Good. I wanted to segregate that one walker so that when he gets right here, he alone bashes. Perfect. Oh, that was freaking perfect. So the problem was, if I just had one walker bash through here alone, there's a good chance that the very tightly packed load of Lemmings would have walked up and over and fallen down here. I did have enough parasols and climbers to save them as well, but think of the time that would cost me. The sheer power of using builders to delay Lemmings, it's very good. And it will be a very important skill in the later levels as well. Flawless, says Young, as I mercilessly kill another Lemming. Also, the ones that are here need to pick up the pace. The nukes are coming. 97%, easy money. Although, 93 needed. I think I could only sacrifice 2 or 3 more. Funny how many of Jake's game plans end up relying on segregation. Yep, and it's amazing how they keep working. 6 Lemmings may be sacrificed in this map for the greater good. I think it's going to be roast Lemming for dinner tonight. This level will be hard without pause. So they come out on both sides at a relatively fast rate. 6 Lemmings to sacrifice, huh? That's grim. Well, I think we have to have you here. Put you there. You begin bashing through this. Why? Oh, whoopsie doodle. Okay, well, there we go. That's 1 sacrifice already. It's like a test of my ability to use the minimap to keep track of my lems. Six sacrifices allowed, huh? I can imagine how much this level would stress people out. My mother was never big on Lemmings. I'm pretty sure that's because it did stress her out so much. She hated games that had time limits on them. She could not stand Majora's Mask. She loved and, well, still loves, Zelda games, but Majora's Mask was just... oh, crap! Yeah, it was oh, crap. Right, well, this is a problem. Are you getting up there, Sunshine? No, you're not. Get up there. Remember, I'm only allowed to sacrifice 6 lemmings. I've already sacrificed 1, 2, 3, 4... I've sacrificed all the lemmings that I can afford to sacrifice. I may sacrifice no more. However, I am going to use my extremely large brain to figure this out. Observe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That guy's now on his own. You need to slow down. Crumbs. Well. It's all up to you, man. This is a pivotal shot. Yeah! Made it. Just in case my numbers are off, I'm going to undermine you if I can. There we go. By undermining him, I saved his life. And potentially my career. Speed things up a lot. Let's put an end to you. Let's make sure that we're not digging too far here. Okay, good, the digging stopped. Okay, so I made a couple of mistakes there, but using my encyclopedic knowledge of how to save lemmings, I think we're gonna get through this. I love the wee punches as they dig the rock. And she's right, time limits suck. I quite like the pressure, personally. Is 95% okay? I think the target was 94%. I recall remarking on how I can sacrifice 6 lemmings. That level seemed no problem for you. On to the next. Boing, boing. The real challenge would be doing that level 100% lemmings saved. With some clever undermining and a lot of building, I think you could get it done. But you didn't get that many builders, so I guess undermining with digging could probably get you through that. Lemmings in the attic. 84% of 50 must be saved. So we can sacrifice 8 lemmings. Fell's coming in to say hello, Jake in chat. Well, welcome. 8 lemmings. Oh boy. Doodle 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 doo 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 doo. We have a few problems with this level. The biggest problem is that the floor is tiny. I cannot detonate on a blocker lemming down here. Ugh. Oh, this is definitely a level where I think I brought the set squares up to the TV to try and figure out the angle to approach this from. I think overshooting is better than undershooting here. Alright, here's my brilliant plan. Is that gonna work? Yes, okay. It is all on this one lemming to solve the entire map for me. I'm going to do this a little early and try and calculate your angle. It's very important. Good thing they give you 50 builders for this one. Alright, what angle does that look at? What kind of tools can I use? Come on. Vast powers of trigonometry, save me here. Alright. Okay. I got your number now. I was just holding up a pen and manipulating its angle to try and figure out how to do this. The answer is here. And if the answer is not here, then it really blows to be me. Somna seems convinced that is 15 degrees. Seems kind of wider than 15 degrees. Remember when we played Chefron, he asked us what is this angle and just showed us an angle. Rough questions sometimes. But that's okay, we got pyramid juice to drink to make up for it all. Extrapolating this angle, it is too low. But that's okay, I have ways of dealing with that. Please use radians. I refuse. Well, I would take that from an engineer, young. It does look a little bit short. But that's okay, we have the tools to rectify that, maybe. Oh god, I'm not sure if we can rectify that much. How many lemmings were we allowed to sacrifice again? I think it was 8. Right. Witness my resolve. Oh, my resolve isn't that good. Right, you're gonna have to walk down and back again. I've got it though. I'm quite confident that we can win this despite our shortcomings. Is there a liquid dynamics in this game? What happens if you bash lemmings into acid? No, it's just a static thing here. If we were to remove the stuff here, we would just see this block of water here. However, there are liquid dynamics in Lemmings 2. And that's interesting because you actually get to use some tools that rely on slight liquid dynamics. You actually get a filler tool, and that's really cool. Right. One step at a time, sunshine. We are going to elevate your mind like airplane glue. I think I'll let you get the elevation, bash a little more. Lay down the steps. Bash yourself back. Getting somewhere now. I'm gonna let you go all the way whilst these guys begin to build their way out of their hole. Gonna keep that bash going so that you can get past this. So notice I timed my build the moment that he was halfway through his bash, meaning he didn't make a curved angle. And that allows him to get out of here. And we have to climb over this guy. If I blew him up, we'd fall down into the soup below, and that would be the end of our lemming friends. Done and done right. Pop. Oh, sorry. So there we go. Just like someone who is 5'2", we made up for it in other ways. With our fists. Okay, get out of there. See, just that tiny bit of elevation, not more than a few pixels, was quite a lot of work. This game hasn't aged at all, still top quality graphics, says Hoopa. It's a nice thing about 2D is it tends to be quite timeless. Bitter Lemming. Is that a twist on bitter lemons? Maybe. I have to save 40 of these 50 lemmings in 8 minutes. Ooh. So who can spot the initial problem with this map if I were to do nothing? Yeah, that's right. So how are we going to solve it? Well, this is how. First things first, I need you to get out of here. And I need you to save everybody. Now, you, my friend, dig our way to victory. Is that enough to save them? Absolutely not. Good thing we could kill 10 of them, right? What is this song, then? Oh, oh no. Oh, dearie me. Are you safe now? There we go. Dun, 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 dun. I'm opening this up early just so that the lemmings have more movement. Otherwise it's going to be very difficult to target them to bash through this. Don't want them to fall too far now that we've done this part, but there are other ways to handle that. For example, I'll just mine this diagonally. Gotta be very careful at this. Right, even if he bashes his head there, the worst thing I... Oh, bollocks, no! No! Oh god, how do I get out of this? Like so. I completely forgot that he was a climber. There we go. Just need to make him bounce. He's also a parasol, so he can survive this fall. Timing is vital at that moment, but we got it. And now he just makes us a stairway to the exit. He was getting lonely out there. Lem wanted to go home. Missed all his wee buddies. But yeah, the timing on this is brutal. You just got a few frames on the end there to catch him. And if you don't, he falls down and he becomes a real pain in the arse to get out. Right, now before things get too busy here, mine out, please. What is the actual name of that job anyway? Miner. Basher, miner, digger, builder, blocker, bomber. What is this anyway? Floater. Okay. And yeah, if you give climber and floater, they become athlete. Very cool. Oh, that's right. So yes, the initial problem in this map, I don't think I explained it thoroughly, is that this fall kills the lemmings. Some levels are cruel enough just to start you in a fail state already that you've got to claw your way out of. Fortunately though, it gives you enough tools, and it's actually quite simple to just build up a few stairs and save their lives. There we go, yet again, no problem for me. Lemming drops. Again, I think it's a play on lemon drops. Never the world's biggest fan of lemon as a flavour for sweeties. Although I do like lemons a lot. I usually just make tea that's just hot water, honey, lemons, and maybe some kind of fancy green leaf thing. Okay, what in Blue's Blaze do we do here? For what it's worth, I'm not remembering most of these solutions. I'm just using my ginormous brain to figure them out on the fly. I didn't pay attention to the number of lemmings here. That's very important. I need to save 70% of 100 lemmings. Oh, damn, I was hoping it'd be something small like 20. Games with level passwords, heart. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. A beloved childhood game for me is Swords and Serpents, and the sheer amount of passwords in that game was obscene, but I did learn to exploit it. You could reset your party to level 1, whilst maintaining all of your high-level stats, and the only downside of being low-level as a party was an upside. It means it was quicker to get the next level up. So by cycling through game passwords, I had a very overpowered team, even though our team level was only 1. Exploiting games from the get-go, what can I say? This fall doesn't look survivable for your average lemming. But I think what I need to do is stairway up here, climb, fall, stairway, bounce back, stairway here for safe location, dig down, come across here. What in God's name do I do here though? I got 8 minutes, I can build over, build back, mine down and get this. That's a big job. Alright, let's go, Lem. What about you? You're gonna die if you don't do anything. Let's have you build as well. How about you? You're gonna be our go-to. Oh, crumbs. Wrong person. This has become a problem now. Oh, well, you know, sacrifices have to be made. We only need to save 70-something% of them. That'll do fine. I want more here, so could you be an athlete as well, please? I might have timed that a little too aggressively. Okay, no, you made it. Good, 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 good. What about this part? Okay, looking good. Yeah, this multitasking gets a bit stressful real quickly. I don't want you going up here yet. I want you to make a safety net for everyone else. Oh, that was great. That was truly great. You now need to climb up and over, but you're an athlete. It won't be a problem for you. I could actually do this as a zigzag up and up, but I already have a different plan in my mind. And once I have one plan, I am loath to change it. I don't think that's a complete enough stairway. Go back and redo it. There we go. I need to get over this exit. That seems over enough. How am I handling this? Do I want a stairway across here or not? I do not care. So, you just block. Uh-oh, I might have overstepped this. Now I have to get back over this, and that won't be easy. But it won't be impossible. Oh, there we go. Timed that just right. Goody goody. No guarantee that that's enough of a decline, so I'm going to mix digging and mining like so. That may or may not be enough. I guess we'll find out now. This is hell, trying to bash your way in a certain direction. Okay, good, he's able to step up all of that. In that case, I'm just going to dig here. There we go. Ooh, don't like this. You, bash now. Okay, fail to bash now then. Alright then, how about one of our poorly timed last guys over here? There. Oh right, this also needs to be dug through to a degree. Not bad. That level was, as the name might indicate, tricky. What we got there? Sorry lad, you know, they do all this work and you just bomb them at the end of it. It's very sad. Also, note that steel. We took a little bite out of the steel. There is a very niche way to actually destroy steel. If a lemming is destroying both steel and something destructible, they will take the steel with it. It's most notable in explosions, but you can quite rarely get a dig or a bash to also destroy steel. I don't think that has any practical implications, but I haven't searched for them. Still don't really see that as being much of a nuke. Speaking of 90 puzzlers, says Radu, have you ever played The Incredible Machine? I have actually seen The Incredible Machine on the weekly one-shot list, but it really doesn't look appealing. Especially since the weekly one-shot for it was something like a 13-hour run. Ooh, menacing. I love the music for this one. Very rad. Also, the whole level. Look at this! How did this get into a Nintendo game? It looks like I'm playing Splatterhouse. Also, if you're wearing headphones, you're going to notice most of the sound coming out of the right earphone like I am. Alright, let's get to work. If I recall, this is a reference to the developer's previous game, which was called something like Menace. I won't claim to know the details, I didn't play it. I don't know, Doom for the Super Nintendo was quite heavily censored. Didn't get the swastika part of the map. Ruined. I can afford to be quite blasé with my tools. It gives you a lot of bashers and diggers and miners and whatnot. Does anyone remember what percentage of these little buggers I need to save? Because I do not remember. I do know that they're not going to be saved if I just make my way over here, so let's just... Uh-oh. Oh well, one of you two are not going to make it. 50-50, phone a friend. No, I don't even know how the gameplay goes, and I have no mouth and I must scream. And I don't know the story. I think that's the one that includes this giant slab of slate with all the words about how much they hate humanity written on it. But I'm not an avid reader, so that goes way over my head. It was 80 or 87% of how many lemmings? It's a little dangerous. I still have a lot of building to do to get up to the end point there. Let's bash out of this so it doesn't become so high that people die. Awkward. I think I'll start you here. Ooh, don't bash into the floor. Okay, sometimes they just bash into the floor when building and turn around. I think I put that way too early. Let me just use my pen against the screen technique. It tells me it just barely might make it. So the fun game you can play is you can just take off, if you're listening to this on earphones, take off the right earphone. All you're going to hear is this backdrop beat. Are you going to bash off of that? That's a problem, actually. A problem that I do know how to solve, thankfully. Using the ancient technique of the miner. Oh dear, it let me down. No, I've been betrayed. I need to get just low enough that this causes a bump. There we go. That's what I get for taking off my right earphone. Evidence number 3, 4, and 5, and now Ninja can have his piece. Streets of Rage. Castlevania Bloodlines. The Messenger. The Messenger? I beg your pardon. Oh, I'm not made of time on this mission. I need to bring in the cavalry. That should be just high enough. As long as the other lemmings arrive in time, this should be game, set, and match. If I recall correctly, this was in part because the chip was a real pain to program. I'd have to take your word over mine on that. Alright, lemmings, there are some that are double backing. I forget if you run out of time, does it still calculate the lemmings that got to the end or not? We should be okay though. Gives us a few minutes to enjoy the music, whilst I realise that I left my water in the other room, so I'll go and grab it. I'm reflecting on the time that I put in for this on the Longplay sheet. Didn't I say that this was going to take something like 20 to 40 hours? Might seem like it's going awfully quickly here, but the tricky, well, the mayhem stages are pretty brutal. And on top of that, Lemmings 2 is a considerably larger game. And a considerably harder game, I would even say. 40 plus, oof. Ozone-friendly Lemmings. 6 out of 10 need to be saved. Roger that. Surely they could be done blind. Oh god! Alright, let's go ozone-friendly Lemmings. Done in 1. Alright, so this is the very same level as we saw at the start of the game, but we didn't get diggers, so we just had to use our kamikaze lemmings to blow a hole through the ground. However, even though it gives us 5 explosives, we're only allowed to use 4. I have been tricked. Alright then, just gotta time it better. Hopefully that's good. One more. Perfect. Yeah, just do you for a laugh. I think that's the first level I've failed, so we managed to do 40-something one shot, and then finally, done in. Right, lovely Jubilee. 80% of 50 lemmings, so 10 may be sacrificed with impunity. I got cold recently. Temporary hearing imbalance. The stereo makes me really uncomfortable. Too bad. I wonder if there's actually an option in the options menu to change that out, but I'm not going to reset the game just in case I lose my place. Ah, hang on. Look at what little we're allowed here. There's not even any blockers for our bombers. Yeah, well... Fortunately, my brain is too large to be contained by such mere puzzles. Watch this. I think it expects you to time the blowing up of lemmings to destroy this pillar. However, my counter to that is that by using the miner and the basher, I will pass through both of these. And I will not be bothered. The tricky part is going to be blowing through this. And that will be very tricky. I think my best bet is to blow them up from this side. The art of the levels can be a vibe sometimes. I'm trying to figure out what they're going for here. Fallen into some kind of diamond mine? The true Scottish way, dig under the trenches. Is that considered a thing Scots did? Right. How's your timing there? Bad. Very bad, actually. Oh, I didn't want you. Oh no! Oh boy, that has jeopardized everything. I can't get them out of here without killing them all. Yeah, bye-bye lemmings. Your death was my fault entirely. Alright then, I can admit when I have failed. However, do I want to admit that I failed? I have another idea. Let's go indeed. I wonder if I can kamikaze my way through all of this. If I can, then I might be in a good place. Let's try our luck. You. And then you. Yeah, no way. No way. Well, maybe yes way. Oh no, that was way too wrong. Bye, Lemmings. Put them out of their misery. I think my better solution is to do what I did to begin with, but try and blow them up through the netting from the top down. That means the timing's going to be less of an issue. Dun, 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 dun. Such lovely tunes. Happy tunes to watch your lemmings blow up to. Question is, how in God's name do I time it to blow their way through this? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So maybe about here. Did you play this on the Super Nintendo before? I played this on the Super Nintendo as a child. Doesn't mean I remember all the solutions. I'm certainly not remembering this one. Right, so let's try it. How are you feeling about that? Pop, 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 pop. Hey, that's pretty good progress. How do you feel about advancing the trenches? You feel good about it? Well, that's great. That's just the kind of patriotism we need around here. Too aggressive. Good, good, good. Oh, hell yes. Part of me thinks that this was not an intended solution, digging down and across to just get through all of this, but I don't think there has ever been a gospel of intended solutions published for Lemmings. This game made me rage so hard as a kid. It's terrible of you then. Don't rage, get better. My middle brother, he always raged at games. I just did not see it. You slam the controller against the table? Calm down, you idiot. Get better. Don't get madder. Oh boy, that was actually tight. 86 out of 80. But apparently it was no problem for me, so on to the next. We're starting to fail levels now. Diet Lemmingade. Again with lemons. We are allowed to massacre only 2 lemmings, it seems. Oh, it is timing. Okay, right. How did I time this? I don't remember when I detonated you. Or, I guess it's ignited you. Let's say right here. 3, 2, 1. Freaking perfect! Must suck to suck, but I wouldn't know. Exactly. Don't be Mediator, be Gladiator. Whew, right on, you can't get much closer than that. That level, I'm certain, is impossible to 100%. You'd have to just do nothing, and that's not going to happen. It's Lemming Entry, Watson. That's a bit of a push. Ooh, what are you demanding of me here? Do. I can only kill 1 lemming. Okay. Is that still too far? Oh, damn. Unfortunate. I dug a little too close to the side of the wall, but I need to be very close to it. And so, your life will be saved. That might be too far away. Yeah, it might be alright. Looks okay. And I got the digger for sure. Can't let him dig too far either. Pop! And out they go. So this is the second level in the game in terms of layout, and all you did was give them parasols and watch them win, but now only one parasol. I don't know why they gave us 2 builders. Is there a solution to this map that involves building? I suppose you could use the builders to delay a couple of lemmings, but that wasn't necessary. Postcard from Lemmingland. I must save every one of these 50 little buggers. Yeah, I really like the remixes, and here's another one. This was a level that just taught you how to build, but we only get 1 builder. Ooh. Delightfully devilish. Hang on, how in God's name do we do this? 50 of them, 50 release rate. Give me that music. I get nervous with that background music. I need to save every one of them, so no sacrifices. Makes sense, there's no blockers or bombers here. Oh, Lemmings 2 has a fun thing with explosions. Explosions send other lemmings flying, and you can actually get lemmings that blow themselves up, but not fatally. Although you do get the fatal explosions as well. Right, there's almost definitely some kind of digging that we have to do to create a smooth channel, but how do I turn my lemmings around for that is my question. I can't think of a way to turn them around here without causing a grief for everybody else. Maybe. I see it all now. Right, you're going up. You're going up. Then immediately down. And then across. And that will allow a little step up for everybody. And then you are going to bridge this gap with our 1 solitary builder. Anybody who falls, which will probably include you, and maybe you. Oh, no fallers. Excellent. Oh, crumbs. Problems. Problems have been made. No! They're getting stuck. It was so brilliant. How could it have failed like this? It's because what I needed to do was up the release rate. I needed to get them marching up there like they're hell-bent. Better rethink your strat. Don't you patronize me, game. Remember, every one of them have to be saved. If any bounce back, that's actually a big problem. Alright, again. Climb, climb. That's a problem for the ones that have walked back. It's going to be too much for them real soon. Darn, that's still a problem. Also, some of them fell down into the soup. Oh, that wasn't intended either. The thing is, I can save some of them, but I can't save this many of them. Yeah, I think I needed to ease up on the increased rate. Because it looks like I could have like 1, 2, 3, 4 more of them learn to get their way out. Alright, alright. An alternative is I start the bashing later. Considerably later. There's no need to make the second lemming the second climber. You've got all the information you need. Ah, of course. Right, you're gonna bounce back. You're gonna bounce back. You're gonna bounce back. You are coming here. Then I'm gonna increase rate. And that should be good for bashing. Now, none of you are going to fall in the soup. And we have so few along the back. Oh, cripes, I don't think it's going to be enough. Hurry up. Oh, no, no, that's even worse. I feel like it went better when I did do the second one. Maybe we'll do the third one. Yeah. And now we increase rate. Ooh. This thing's a pretty good solution, though. Perhaps even an excellent solution. Right, now there are only a few helpless buggers that are heading back, and as long as it's 8 or fewer of them, I'll be able to get them out of this hole. Alright, looking good, looking real good. 1, 2, 3 stragglers so far. Come on, come on, come on! Ah! What did I do wrong? Was I too early or too late in increasing the flow? I think I was too late this time. Perhaps you should reconsider your strategy, says Baron Von Own. If ever there was an indicator that my strategy is sound. Now this is the classic Lemmings experience that I remember. There we go. I need the big chain of lemmings coming as soon as possible after you. After only a few bounce back. Poor Baron. I mean, Jake's right, of course, but poor Baron. Alright, this looks so clean. Oh my days, that is cleaner than clean. Freaking beautiful. Not a semblance of wastage. Okay, excellent. Whew, that was tight. Really freaking tight. I am more than open to alternate solutions from chat once we beat the level, though. If I am desperate for your help before beating the level, I shall make that loud and clear. But I think that solution was inspired. Now we just gotta wait for these guys. Okay, mind your eardrums. Meow. What would be really tough is if this level had 3 fewer minutes to find the solution, then what would I do? I wouldn't be allowed stragglers. What about the Basher Lemming? We already used our Basher. The Basher is the one that made all of this. The question is this mining Lemming. And the fact that we have 10 Lemmings that can survive a fall. Why? I do not have a solution. There's no steel to bash the miner off of. We don't get any spare stairs to make them cancel out of it. I don't know how you're meant to do that differently. But it doesn't matter. We got through it our way. One way digging to freedom. And I did not pay attention to the numbers again. I need to save 95% of 100 lemmings. So 5 sacrifices may be made for the greater good. Trust the sign that says the exit is that away. It is that away, okay. 5 sacrifices are allowed, so what's the problem with just blocking here? And here, I am hard pressed to figure out the problem. Oh well. Da 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 da. Bum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. There's not even a tight time limit on this level. What a far cry from the previous level. Which does tell me that maybe, just maybe, I was overthinking the previous level. I don't know if this fall is fatal or not, but I'm not going to take any chances. You know what? Forget about it. I'm going to actually save these poor lemmings. They deserve better than the hellscape I'm going to put them into. Do a little bash there, but give enough of a thing to turn around on it. Bash your way through here. Perhaps, in case someone made the stairway to the ceiling, then the lemmings get down. What? Could you have cranked up the spawn rate to start with and only dug and bashed after they bounced? Maybe. Struggling to see how that would have been really any different functionally. Plop. I actually think you could 100% this level. There was no need to kill that initial blocker lemming, but it certainly made my life easier. I like how they've amalgamated the wedding theme and the graveyard themes. Well, in Sweden, a wedding is a gift, right? Could be getting my words mixed up. There's something about wedding being a poison, if I recall well. Anyway, 95 was required, 99 was achieved. Easy money for us. Ohio Lemming-san. 3/4 of 80 lemmings must be saved. Ah, look at this very creative use of the boulder. Ohio, which as we all know means good luck in Japanese. Right. I don't see any solution that isn't just send a renegade to do everything. So we're sending a renegade to do everything. See, it's just a Scotsman's destiny to be a weeb, evidently. These very, very awkward building parts here get quite a bit easier in Lemmings 2, the tribes, because you have different tools for it. You get like glue filler guy that just sends out a platform. It's very cool. I'm actually really looking forward to Lemmings 2. I mean, Lemmings 1 is a fun game, but Lemmings is also such a widely played and widely known game. Lemmings 2, on the other hand, I feel like there's not going to be the overall knowledge in the gaming world that's spread to the morphogenic field, so we don't all just inherently know how to solve the Lemmings 2 problems. And some of them are really, really problematic. There's actually a Highlander Lemmings world in Lemmings 2. Complete with stereotypical awful music. And Lemmings in kilts, actually. And I think they have red hair, but I might be misremembering that. There's a lemming theme, circus theme, space theme, prehistoric theme, sports theme, Arctic theme. Did I mention medieval theme? A whole bunch of theming, which does make it very cool. Dun, 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 dun. These levels are so much easier than that one that I had to puzzle out with the timing. Really makes me think that I did it completely wrong. Let's start having these guys follow up, increase their rate. Come on, we got expectations coming here. I let them loose because I saw I only had 2 minutes 40 to carry on. Right, what we're going to do here is now dig a bit. I worry about the drop height here, so we're going to dig and then mine. That should be safe. What do you see when a lemming in a kilt falls down? 2 green patches. Excellent. Only one lemming had to die, and honestly, I could have saved them. I just didn't want to risk the colony for one person's life. If they drop past the opening vertically, do they exit or smoosh? They smoosh. They have to actually walk past the exit to be saved. Turn around, young lemmings. 90 out of 100 must be saved. Ah, I can't use many of my beloved tricks here. But I can use some. 10 may be sacrificed for the greater good, and they shall be sacrificed. Oh, no, I didn't mean to sacrifice that many, though. Guess I thought the ground was thicker than it was. There we go. If you were wondering if drowning lemmings explode, yes they do. And it doesn't count as 0 until even their lemming exploded bits disappear off the screen. Alright, let's assume that we can make do with just 2 then. That's good. Now... Oh, wow, that's all I needed to do. Perfect. That was just convenient the way it lined up. I could have easily had a situation where they wouldn't just walk out of here, but I was prepared to give them a little bit of a building help to get out. When life gives you lemmings, blow them up! Yes. It's kind of weird that this level will give you 100 lemmings to take care of. What were the alternatives anyway? I could actually delay them and build a little bridge over here, which could lead to 100% savior rate. But who's going to miss those 2 lemmings? That's what they get for having the gumption of going in front of everyone else. I can't even work what you were trying to do. Oh, hopefully it makes sense now. Surely you're so calm that you can keep your head together. I think the name Calmest Gamer is meant to be a joke. After all, if I recall, your image is a very angry looking face. And again, I didn't check the numbers. I really gotta stop doing that. I need to rescue 60% of 100 lemmings. 40 may be sacrificed, but we start out at the maximum release rate, and it cannot be reduced. So what do we do here? We do not have a lot of tools to play with. And we have no blockers. Ooh. Delightfully devilish. Dun, 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 dun. I have an idea, I just don't know if it's a very good idea. Alright, let's do it. Sacrifices are to be expected and even welcomed. Well, surely you can see what I was working towards, right? Infallible. Infallible means fallible? Better rethink your strategy before you try this level again. Don't you patronize me. My strategy was sound. Ooh, perhaps I shouldn't dig that out so quickly. Yeah, that becomes a problem if I dig that out too quickly. But then again, how many am I allowed to kill off? I think it's quite a few of them, right? They'll be fine. There's a bunch of girls' blouses. Oh, I didn't dig down far enough now. Nor did I give you your anti-squish brolly. Yeah, you're right. I can kill 40 of them. Gotta remember, some of them just need to fill up the bottomless pit with their bodies to provide soft, spongy access for the others. I have another idea. Whether or not it's any good is open to suggestion. The problem lies in only one builder, otherwise I could very easily make a dug block here. There's also the idea of just mining down here and building up there. But again, I need a way to block people from returning. I could bash, dig, bash, build. That would kill a lot of people. However, it would kill 10 fewer if I let some of them climb up and over. Oh wait, no, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, mistakes were made. A lot of mistakes were made. Yeah, maybe? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 100 Oh no! Do 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 do. Just not high enough. I need to do it. I think I need to get to about this part and mine down and dig up, but then how do they get out? Oh well, prepare for an absolute lemming flurry. So many of them don't even get the privilege of exploding. Well, let's go indeed, but where is the mistake being made? I do think it's quite sound to bash, dig, bash. Because that stops them from going back, although some do sadly die. And it is sad, I guess. The problem is targeting the right lens. So now I need to... Actually, why even dig down? I can just bash. As long as I just have a little bit of elevation. So really I want to get bashing at about this point. Okay, good, good. And now we need to build from here. Very important. Dun, 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 dun. Promising. That gives us those extra few pixels in height that does not compromise on the horizontal distance. Come on, you glorious Scottish bridge builder. One more. Oh! Okay, I guess we did compromise. Aye, 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 okay. Tough. Yeah, this is a bit trickier than tricky. The explosion will take forever. Let's get out of here. No, I'm quite certain it's on my end. I've got a bunch of dropped frames. I'm not sure I could get any further out and still have the height that I needed there. Oh boy, let's activate our collective brains then, shall we? Digging this down is not so trivial. Turning around from here isn't very trivial. I'm not using my climbers or my fallers much at all, but that's difficult because anytime they bounce back here, they're in for a grim time. I'm thinking. I am really thinking here. Brain is overclocking itself for this one. Yeah, if the Lemmings could just jump a little bit. And actually in Lemmings too, there is the ability to jump and dive and twister and fence and bazooka. There's a lot of abilities in that game. The thing is, bashing in and digging here is almost vital. Without that, the Lemmings are stuck. Hang on, bash, dig, bash across again. That just leaves me with miner and builder. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if I could build over to here, someone just climb over and dig slightly, but there's no way to break them out of that digging. Also, the digging gets used up here. And I can't turn them around either. And I can't blow them up. We're doing the bridge up like you did from the bottom, and maybe use the pickaxe once to make a curve. The pickaxe at this point might do it. But I don't think it would, given the way the pickaxe makes its hole. And, to make matters worse, they would keep digging down. But maybe our lemmings would be dense enough here that it wouldn't be a problem. It's worth trying. Oh, bollocks. What an unfortunate digging location. Close your ears, don't listen to the screams. That must have been billions of lemmings that have died across so many people's playthroughs. Uh-oh. I missed the basher, but that might not be so bad. Don't worry, folks, they're dying for the greater good. Just get them out here. Speed up the game by not having to look at them. Bum bum ba da ba da bum. Da 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 da. No! I got the lemming looking in the wrong direction. What a waste. Alright, but let's imagine that we were able to do what we said we were going to do. Then I would have one of these lemmings get up here. And then I want them to immediately pickaxe. And look, it doesn't hit back far enough. That's not going to help anyone get anywhere. So that was still enlightening. Boys oh boys, this one really has turned tricky, hasn't it? Unless it's a very simple solution that's just flying over my head here. But I have so few tools. I don't have the time with all the lemmings turning back to just have a solution where we get up over here, dig down, and do something fancy here. Bum bum ba da ba da bum. Do 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 do. Turning around is outside of the question. Essentially, the stairway has to go here, doesn't it? Glad Anon Finn is letting me know that I have all the information needed to complete this puzzle. I was going to worry that I didn't. Bash, dig, pickaxe, build, bash. Bashing our way out here is a very, very viable strategy. I like it. Gotta remember, I can kill off a lot of these poor buggers, and I don't have to feel bad about it. Oh, I missed the other guy, but that's okay. Get down far enough that it's not a problem. Oh, we could be onto a winner here, as long as the miner doesn't end up mining through the stairway. I don't think he will, though. 1, 2, 3. It does touch there. Now, for the hard part. 50-50. Good. Come on! No! It's still too low! They're trying. so hard. And yeah, walking under the exit isn't good enough. Pickaxe at the top of the wooden stairs. The lemmings would still turn around and fall to their miserable deaths over here. Not a single survivor. Rock bottom. Will a climber start bashing midway through their climb? No, they will not. If I had a climber climb up here, then dig, bash a little bit, then that would give me a bit. But that's using up my dig and my bash, which stops any nice things happening here, like blocking off the lemmings. So using the dig is out of the question. Yeah, we're still on tricky. This feels like a taxing level, though. This is just so pinpoint precision. One stairway, and it has to start inside here. It can't start anywhere on top of this. It would be so much easier if I could turn one lemming around here and just mine down here, but I can't think of a way to turn him around. The fact that I have climbers and parasols tells me that I'm missing something. But what could be achieved by having someone come up and over here? They're just going to be here ahead or even behind the rest of the crowd. Why give you 10 climber parachutes unless that's to help save some? Indeed. I don't have a solution or an answer to that. And I can't get away with just saving 10. We need to save 60 of these 100 lems. Oh, absolutely, Rolling Ninja. Fuzzy screen, imprecise pixels. It was pretty tricky. To think some weirdos like to put filters on these. Boy, this is activating my grey matter big time, and I'm still unable to find a solution. So few tools, so few builders. I think bashing digging is certainly the right idea here, but then what? Yeah, you can mine your way down. Maybe it's just a case of you have to time everything brilliantly. Maybe the stairway will work if you just put it in the precise location needed. Is that gonna be climb upable from the side? I don't think it is. Maybe I should let you go a little bit lower. But I am going to try my damnedest here. Gonna give the last lemming here the order to build a stairway at the last moment that I can. And see if you can make it. If you can make it, then we have our solution. albeit an incredibly tight one. I have to scroll you off screen so it can be done quickly. No, no. So close! Couldn't have made that any closer to the edge. But still insufficient. Dun, dun, da, 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 dun. Yeah, if only they could jump or even just take a slightly longer step. Calmus is saying, I'm not sure how it will do, but the same as you did when you done the bashing at the top of the bridge, but with a pickaxe. May dig more from the side. May dig more from the side? What in God's name are you talking about? Bum bum ba da ba dum bum 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 bum. Bash, climb 10x, dig, build. Bash, climb 10x? Well, 10 climbers are still going to be stuck in this with the bashing. To avoid using the dig inside the first block, hope the basher makes it through to save enough. Oh, I don't see what you're saying. I think slightly digging and bashing on this would certainly help. I'm gonna try and send a couple of you out on a mission. I think too many are going to die from this. But maybe it'll be okay. Can we believe? I'm pretty good at believing. Still want this built right here though. And then what would I need you to do? Just dig very slightly. And then bash. And assuming that not too many of them died. Whoa, Nelly! Okay. As is often the case, the problem was I was not prepared to sacrifice enough lemmings. But there is no sacrifice too great for the good of the colony. Whew. Jeez. I wonder if some kids played this game and found it very harrowing that they had to send lemmings to die to win the level. I didn't pay attention to the numbers again. Tightrope City saved 93% of 80 of them with an 85. Ooh, okay. Seems kind of simple. Just walk along and bridge to the end. The problem comes with everybody being too busy. But what's the problem here? I think one of the main problems is only 3 builders. I should only need 3 builders. I suppose one of the problems is I have a very low amount of time. I'm going to block you. And block you. Time is not on my side here. I wonder if I can dig bash under you. Save your life. Right, bring us home, lemming friend. Whilst I try and save my friend here. Oh boy, this is gonna be tough. We made it! Alright, that's the undermining trick for you. Yeah, calling it a trick feels like a misnomer. It's surely intended. Antiochos says, Jake, I can answer this question. I played as a kid, neither me nor my sisters ever bat an eye. Have you considered that you and your sisters are monsters? There we go, and this highlights why I couldn't have just detonated the blocker. This tightrope is too tight. In fact, if I was just a hair later on my digger, he would have dug his way to Valhalla for the whole colony. Come on, hurry it up! Light a fire under their arses. Excellent. Oh, but Jake, if he explode, he make hole in the floor. Ooh, that's good. That's right, calmest. I'm too damn good. Can't be contained. Well, let's see Cascade try. I only need to save 10 of these 100 lemmings, the chosen few. What the hell is this? A massive stairway, a huge fall, another stairway, the soup, only 10 builders, no blockers. 99 release rate. Sweet calamity. Okay, I think I understand what needs to be done. I was just talking about the great sacrifice. Well, this is going to be pretty great. Ooh. Hypnotic. For the colony! That's the stuff. Okay. Stare at the grave of 90 lemmings and tell me, did your builder matter? No! No! Oh, I fat-fingered the build there. What a shame, we'll have to kill 90 lemmings again. This guy just going, not my problem. Yeah, better rethink your strategy. Okay, my strategy of actually pressing A at the right moment. Let's indeed go. There we go, get the first one early. Actually, I should have waited for him to be down here. Would have actually opened up better time, but it doesn't really matter. Dun dun dun. Your sacrifice meant nothing. See, I could have saved myself 6 lemmings worth of distance on that. Alright, got the last bunch. Let's quickly give 9 of them parasols. I don't want to mistime this though, so whoop. There we go, that'll do. Don't mistime the bash either. One more. Dunk. No! Can still do it, maybe. Come on, come on, there's not much time. Actually, this isn't going to work at all, is it? It will not. Damn. Again, same problem, I just mistimed one input. I guess another 90 lemmings have to die. Oh man, Zoof, do not remind me that children tune into this stream. It's not good for my psyche. Come on, the Germans will not anticipate one more rise over the trenches. Because we did it 16 times before, they would never expect us to do it again. That little mushy, crushy look for them, it's just grim. There we go. It is actually really hard to select just one lemming there. Whew! Okay, got it this time. And just cancel out of it. Donk! Trailblazers. Here's your celebratory explosive mark. Give it time, Zoof, you'll see. I have a cunning plan to save every single one of these 100 lemmings. Oh god, is my plan that cunning? Fortunately, we already have mastered the technology needed to beat this level. Alright. Not sure if we're gonna be fast enough here. No. Nah! I said I'd save them all! It was the boldest lie I've ever told. Well, no one can tell them apart. Maybe if a few of them just switch places, they'll think we saved all 100. But it was the brave sacrifice of 3 lemmings there. Just 3 lemmings. Use 2 climbers. But it's not something that can be climbed over. There's this bit at the top, and then they'll double back. Although they could double back and bonk off of some more of these, but I still think that building is the way forward. Oh crap, mistimed. Okay. It's real tough. This is one solution I do actually remember from my childhood though, because me and my dad were scratching our heads over this level for so long. It just didn't seem possible. How could it be possible? I mean, look at it. Don't dig too far now. I worry that you are going too far, friend. You are also going too far, but I think you ran out of bits. Okay, good. There we go, just have to delay a whole bunch of them for one guy to punch through. It only takes a few seconds to punch through this, but if any lemming comes into contact, they turn around. 80, 85, 90, 95. What? What? So near and yet so far. Tee-hee. Maybe this... You cocky little... How could this have happened to me? Couldn't have happened to a better lemming. Surely that's good. There we go, 100. We had the solution from the very start, obviously. It's just the execution. Your dad helped you with games? It was more of a mutual thing. He liked puzzle games. He didn't really care for any of the other games at all, but he loved himself some puzzle games. The Brainies, Lemmings, Arkanoid. He really liked Arkanoid. Breakout and other Breakout clones. What was... Oh, God, again, I did not check the numbers. I need to save 90% of 100 Lemmings. They're really piling on the 100 Lemming levels now. Not sure I understand the concept. I already foresee difficulties with this. I'm gonna dig and bash, then fall should be survivable. Remember, I am allowed to sacrifice some Lemmings here, and sacrifice I shall. It's good for science. Do 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 do. Absolutely worth noting that we... Oh, no, they're good. They tickle on that little bit there, and that keeps them alive. Right, do I want 2 going across here? I've already killed 2, right? We can kill more than 2. Come on. Who do you think you're dealing with? Oh, I can't save that. I can't kill that more than 2. I mean, I meant to save 95% of them. I've killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this, huh? Alright. Live with it. Do 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 do. I needed to send 1 more over. Might have made life a little difficult for myself, but I think only a little. How am I gonna handle this? Like so. Let's get everyone stuck in. Isn't this game older than you? No game is older than Yake. I decline to comment. This press interview is over. I don't actually mind getting old, it's pretty good, but I don't mind it so much because I'm not really feeling the ill effects of being old. All the males in my family have big, thick heads of hair. And we age gracefully. Oh, you're kidding me. Well, you're not kidding me, but you're kidding me. Okay. Gonna use my last climber right there. Not climber, but builder. You're gonna cancel that out. And you are going to dig your way down to glory. That is sufficient. Do 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 do. It's gonna suck to find out that I did have to save 95 here. Actually, maybe 95 is no, 2 more need to die. Well, I hope it was only 90 and not 95. Because you dead. And I don't have a way to save you. And Darius is saying, good morning, Jake and chat. How goes the saving of the Lemmings? Well, is that lemming detonates himself into juicy little lemming bits. I hope it'll give a clear indication of progress. I've either won this one with 2 more lemmings than necessary, or I've failed 3 more lemmings than necessary, or I've failed by 2 lemmings. Ah, there we go. Over and above the Call of Duty. I'm underselling myself as usual. Exit in the ground. I think this is a hidden exit level. Yes, it is. The exit is either here or here. It's probably in the harder location, isn't it? But let's be sure. I want to make sure that we are not going to catch ourselves here, so... Uh-oh, mistakes were made, but only a few mistakes. Get yourself through that. You cease and desist. Doodle-doodle-doodle-doodle-doo. Timing. Yeah, as expected. It's not here. So I dig down, the steel actually helping me come to a stop there. And oh bollocks, that was the wrong lemming to order to build. As was that. As was that. And that. Jesus Christ, come on, game. This is a vast improvement that came along in Lemmings 2, the ability to target specific lemmings instead of just blindly fire into the lemming mass. I don't think I have enough builders to do this because I'm going to catch myself on this overpass. It's not impossible that you give me what I need. With a very clever use of this basher. And miner. And another basher. There's the exit. Whew! Dug my way out of that grim situation. Cyanosis was known for good graphics. I didn't know how well it translates into ports on consoles like this, though. I think this game looks charming. It's not like the original Lemmings on DOS had amazing graphics to begin with. What was really impressive was the fact that you had landscape that could be manipulated in real time. It wasn't something you saw a whole lot of. I mean, sure, you could have, say, Arcanoid or Crackout and have blocks that are there and disappear. That's not what I'm talking about. This has that Worms Armageddon feeling of just destroying what you see. Of course, Worms turned it up a notch. Man, Worms was good. The DS port has the ability to target a lemming. It is a godsend. Yes, situations like that, where I just need to build a stairway in this direction, but it kept targeting lemmings going to the right. A pain in the bum, and it will continue to be a pain in the bum until we move to Lemmings 2. And that will be once we finish Lemmings 1, all 5 difficulty modes, including Sunsoft. I'll be wrapping this one up at the end of Tricky, though, and save taxing for another day, because taxing will be taxing, and Mayhem will be so much harder. Don't want to overheat my giant brain, after all. Could be a fire hazard. Hello, I again did not check the numbers. Hey Jake, I haven't tuned in for some time, says StoneX. How is life treating you? Amazingly well. Love my life in Hungary. It's so wonderful and also peaceful. 99%, although I didn't actually check of how many. Probably 100 again. Yes, otherwise it wouldn't be 99%, would it? Recht. Are there 120 levels? There are 125 levels? Yeah, that sounds about right. 30 levels for the 4 difficulty levels, and then 5 bonus Sunsoft levels. I wonder if they're Super Nintendo exclusive. Good old exclusive content. Where's the exit? Ah, here we go. So, they're all coming out here. Lemmings always start heading right. Is there any problem here? I don't think they can ascend this. I think that is the major problem. I'm only allowed to sacrifice 1 lemming. The solution seems obvious, but but sometimes those are the most dastardly ones. Oh, they do climb up. Ooh. Dastardly indeed. Okay then. Let's not have them climb up here. That blocker will stop everybody that wanders back. There's also plenty of time for this level. Huh. This game's losing its bite. Dun, 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 dun. I'm a little worried about the lemmings being able to climb up and over. Let's not allow them that privilege. Now if I just bring them way down, we're into the wind zone, really. Oh, easy now. Too close. Too bleeding close. That should be okay. Perfect. Is that still perfect? I worry about them climbing over, and I'm clearly worrying too much. Alright, lemmings, pour on in. The solution is at hand. Boy, that was pretty understated for the 29th level of Tricky. That's what I like to say, young. There is not a single flaw here. You might call this one blocker a flaw, but he was within the requirements. Always make your specifications, because they will be followed to the T. You've seen enough weekly one-shots to know that. That was just a quick way to turn that guy around. And as soon as it's obvious that no one is coming back to save you, eat your cyanide pill. He's even tapping his wee foot, he's so impatient. Beautiful. He's not a flaw, he's an example. Be more like this lemming. Give everything you have to the colony. That lemming was within operational tolerances. Tolerances get a lot tighter in the later levels though, and they certainly don't give you huge sandboxy levels of tools like this. Right on, you can't get much closer than that. On to the next, absolutely. The crankshaft, 10 lemmings may be sacrificed, 4 minutes at release rate 20. We saw this level before, it was very simple. I think the main complication here is only having 4 minutes to do it, so I cannot faff around, which is a shame. I love faffing. I'm still going to send 2 lemmings ahead, though. Good enough. Get to work. Oh, crumbs! Knew I was forgetting something, I just didn't know what. Alright, we need a replacement. Keep it moving. The whole thing here is just keep everything moving. No slowdown. So you're going to get started on the final stairway here as well. As you run out. I have no bashers! Oh me, oh my. That could be considered a problem. For lesser people, I will solve this problem with elegance. The time is pressing though. No bashers, wow. I will concede I did not see that coming. Bum 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 bum. This is a real bumble jumble. I need to grab a lemming going in this direction. I'll just grab a couple and hope that one of them works out. Oh, they both did. Sweet. Oh, crumbs, I missed you entirely. I needed to bring you down here. I still have an option to do that, though. Witness. Right, you're gonna dig down and let those people go. Quickly check the incline of this this ramp. Alright, I think that'll work out. You're gonna go down that. I don't have the time for this anymore. Crumbs. Oh well. Make do with what we have, even if it's not much. Oh, big mistakes have been made. Crumbs, okay. It's okay, I know I only have 2 minutes, but let's see if we can just haul out a graceful victory here. I just need to get all of these lemmings moving immediately. There is no time. Alright. Crumbs, I missed a spot here. They're moving. You gotta get this moving before they arrive. Dig through. Good thing I put that blocker there. Whew, okay, right. Good improvisation. I did not notice the lack of bashers, and that complicated this level big time. Not just because bashers are a great way to get through a big straight like this, but they're also fast. As diggers go, they cover the most distance per time. I think I heard one drown. Don't worry about him, he was just going for a swim. There's no saving you, my friend. Bite down into that capsule. What was the rate that I needed here? Surely it was 97 or fewer. What if it was 99? Phew, okay, just 90. Yet another Lemmings difficulty level crushed under my boot. I'm glad the wee credit sequences so vividly encapsulate the way I treat my little lemmings here. Alright, now that is fun and tricky taken care of. Next up's taxing and mayhem. I will take care of taxing on the next session, which will be on Saturday. And then we will finish off probably both mayhem and Sunsoft together on the session after. Then Lemmings 1 will be done already. And we move on to Lemmings 2. God knows how long that's going to take, and that is a genuine group effort. Because that game... well, I don't know, maybe my adult brain can handle it a lot better than my childhood brain could, but we'll see when we get there. In any case, that's me for today. So until I'm back, what does my own schedule say? Oh, more Hitman! Yeah, I want to play more Hitman tomorrow, so we'll do more freelancing. Freelancing, lemoning, dancing, and... what's the weekly one-shot again? The man that cannot remember his own schedule. Ape Escape on Sunday. Looking like a good week then. Bear in mind that I have put an announcement out about the Avorion multiplayer. If you missed that, well, I posted up in the Discord and in the Twitch chat. And I don't think I have the link to post it again. Well, I'll sort that out indeed. In any case, until I am back tomorrow, it is a cheers and a cheerio.